Oh, we're live in that camera.
Alright, keep going.
Oh my god.
We're recording?
You're laughing.
Oh, we're live.
We're live?
We're live.
Oh,
Sound
live?
sync.
What do you mean live?
As in we're recording?
We're recording.
So it's not the fault. We're okay.
Just letting you all know
I'm
that
good at chopsticks if I'm being a walrus.
Yes, continue.
the officials at D&D announced about a week ago that it's pronounced tiefling, not tiefling.
I know.
Okay, cool.
For you,
Just want to put out, I originally always said typhoons.
Yeah, you were originally one.
Can't hear that. Wait, what?
That's not me, it's someone else.
Is that you?
Yeah.
oh yes it was.
Yep.
When?
Last
Sorry.
session.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Yep. It's tiefling.
Look at me.
No, I'm not
Look
looking
at
at you. No. Look at yourself.
Look into my eyes. I am captain now.
Do you know the way?
Do you know the way
You do not know the way.
Wait, can I play as you Gundam Knuckles? Can I
And a little bit of a present for my brother. He goes through the audio.
BAM!
So that's a little bit of a present for my brother.
Yeah, you prepared me for it, so I'll just take off the headphones. Alrighty.
She would have to go through my shit.
Yeah, she probably posted everywhere stuff.
Alright, are we ready to continue off from where we
In
left
your bag and she was
this
here.
story in Zayo?
Yes.
Alright, so
Recap?
recap. Our group began in the city of Malloyne, shut up. And- Loincloth. And we had the group of Penance, Alia, fighting off a invasion of monsters and a group of things from what seemed to be from another world. And as they were fighting, we had Keitaro come in from a beam of light, from an orb of light, come into our world. And Penance was accused for trying to kill the king, Adara. So they were all taken into prison, and they were met by someone called Ralakan, who told them they had to go to a place called Telra to meet a man named McKen, who would help them with information of an underground rebellion in Verloc. And so now they must travel to Telra. As reaching Telra, they Alia ran into a elderly man and they helped him. Alia found out that this elderly man was actually McKen, who helped them and gave them sigils to be able to go through any problems they would have in the near future. After a night's stay in Telra, they were able to make their way to the markets, where Penance decided to almost kill an elderly lady, and Keitaro won a piece of armor from arm wrestling a minotaur. They then set off on their journey to Verloc, where they ran into a group of survivors from a village that were running towards them. They hid in the bushes as another group of orcs chased after them. They got into a massive battle and were able to overcome a few of the orcs with the help of Alia's group of wolves. One thing I forgot is while they were in Telra, they met up with Savine. Savine was able to guide them, ordered issued by McKen, to take them to Verloc. With a massive blast from her fire spell, she was able to take massive damage off the leader orc. And as they were going down, they weren't doing too well in the battle, they were saved by an army of unknown people who shot arrows and killed all the orcs. The villagers are currently missing, and that is where we left off. So, you are all now recovering from the battle. Keitaro, you are in the middle of the field. The other two, you are in the bushes. Penance, sorry. Alia and Savine, you're both in the bushes. And Penance, you are slightly out of the bushes where you took out one of the orcs, while Alia, you took out, I think it was 3 orcs last time. And yes, you have saved the little girl who is currently at your side. With your glasses. And the army is sitting on the bankment to your Keitaro, to your right. So you're in a little, you're on a road where there's bushes and trees on one side and a bankment.
Also, no one can see.
And the army is up there. It's not a high bankment, but that's where the army is. So, what would you like to do?
Are they still there?
The army is still up there. They've just vanquished the all the orcs around you. You're all
With the archers, correct?
with the archers. The archers have all shot down.
Right, I there's There's just us. There's no other civilians around, is there?
Caterer has one of the civilians, but the other civilians that you saw are
Young girl.
gone.
Okay, I start walking to Caterer.
Alrighty.
How old is this girl?
Roughly.
Roughly.
Did I say last time?
No. Even if you did, I wouldn't remember.
A young little girl, and I can't remember what the father was there. I'm sorry if I got it wrong.
It's only been 4 months.
Yeah, it's only been 4 months since we played last.
It's a long fight, okay?
Yeah, it was a very long time. No, I think her father was with her. So you're protecting both the civilians. So there's the father, and the daughter looks about 7 or 8 years old. So you're walking over to Caterer.
That was a lucky break.
Sorry,
So Caterer goes into shock,
I like
just
it.
giggling to himself.
This is impressive, young one. I tell the other, I wait for the other two to come join us in the middle of the street and everything's safe.
Do you go over? Alright, so Alia and Savine get a little bit through and make their way to you guys.
Does it look like anybody from the military encampment at the top of that? You said they were at the top of the hill?
Yep, they're at the top of the hill, thousands
Any of
of
them come
warriors.
that way?
No, they don't give a shit about you. They have now packed up their bows and they're walking off.
They're walking in the direction we were heading.
Semi-what? They're
everything.
following the road. It looks like all they cared about was taking out the orcs. They had got information from probably someone who left the village earlier, and they seem. Alia, now that you notice, taking in better look, they seem to be more a traveling army of security ever since the outbreak that happened at Lemoyne. They're going around the monsters that are. Shut up. I know, I'll rethink the name of that place next time. I'm not changing it. You notice that they're not so much a army that you're used to, that you and Penance have been in. They're not a regimented army. They're more of a open security, a traveling group that's just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. So you notice that they're not all the same species and all the same, but you're used to this because that was the massive battles in the Fourth War.
I cast Thaumaturgy on my voice.
Okay.
And crank it up to the loudest I can and yell out, because it's worked so well last time.
Works so well.
Thank you!
Again.
I respond with.
One of a majority of the army closest to you, sort of slowed down their march, and you notice someone at the back yell, "Keep moving!" And they pick up their march again, except one man who seems to be more high ranked, walks towards the bankment and is staring at you.
I might go towards him.
Okay, now you walk up to the bank. It's about 2 or 3 meters high, so it's not something you can actually just walk up, but you are now at the base of the bankment and you're both looking at each other. What do you do?
I'm gonna ask you, what is looking for his nose? I'm gonna ask you for the little girl and the old man, right?
Mm-hmm.
You alright?
Oh, you're gonna ask them?
Yep.
Okay. The little girl is frightened and shaking, and she
What's that?
does not seem that she is going to be saying anything anytime soon. The elderly man turns to you and is just sobbing, and is just going, thank you so much, thank you, I don't know how, and he's just sobbing at this point, he's just crying, he's not making any sense, but you get the feeling, you understand that he is internally crying.
So we're on our way to Belloc, correct?
Yes, you are currently on your way to Belloc.
I turn to the dude top of my road. Is the road to Belloc safe, or should we accompany you?
Who are you? The man just belts at you because he has no clue who you guys are, what you're doing, and he is just now looking a little bit intimidating.
I'm gonna really cool and put my sword away.
Yeah, you're on the way to Belloc.
Main quest. Beat that boss. Kill somebody.
So you've got to find
Stole your TV.
You guys are looking
Trying to find an
for.
underground group in Verloc, based in Verloc, who's trying to disrupt and destroy our civilization.
Okay.
There are rumors of, or you heard from Relican, that there is a group trying to rebuild the Verloc Empire and take over Malloy, and they are
Okay, gotcha.
the ones who, or rumored to be the ones that released the monsters in Malloy.
I simply turn around and say, we're on orders from the camp to go to Verloc and find out what's going on and all of our civil of Talor.
Okay.
I'll pretend
Pretty
like
safe persuasion spell.
Yeah. Make a persuasion check.
so. Yeah, that's right. I bought my badge too. Like Rangers.
I have no dice, man.
Actually, you're not trying to persuade him to do anything. You're just letting him know.
Yeah, I'm just trying to convince him that we're not liars, whether or not he believes it.
You believe like this,
You.
Rangers?
I'm saying there's someone important.
He takes a little bit longer to look down at the emblem, and you notice that his eyes are slanted. He is a
Wait.
not a changeling.
I can't quite see.
He is you notice now that he's got fur on his hands and a little bit more hair than a normal person would, and
I'll make a unit shade.
you see a cat-like tail, a feline cat tail.
Oh my god.
Wait, is he? Wait, you say he was a man?
Yeah, he's a man. And he looks down and squints. From McKen, you say, what business do you have with McKen?
I have no business with him. His business is with us. We're being sent over to Verloc to uncover exactly what's going on and stop it in regards to whatever's trying to destroy Malloy. I hate you so much.
In the mention of Merloin, his eyes go daggers. And now you see behind them an army of, not an army, a group of about 100 soldiers with the sigil of Verloc step forward.
Sweet baby Jesus, fuck!
So you're from Merloin. Is that true? And now they're starting to make their way down the embankment. Is that, are you guys really so childish?
Johnny, you picked the worst fucking name in history for the main fucking
You're
city.
gonna unleash the monsters on my life.
No, the monsters come from Merloin. You're lucky you didn't run into the crab monster.
Fucking change it to Millennium or some shit, dude.
Nah.
Fuck.
It's fucking staying.
Crab monsters.
Oh, crab monsters in Merloin, man.
Is there occupations?
I need to water.
That ain't gonna help.
You need to weed yourself quicker.
So what are you doing, Penance?
Alright. Well, after eventually
Enjoy, I
shitting
swear.
my pants.
In Merloin.
Luckily he wore his brown pants today.
Yes, I did.
So, did you forget it's being recorded? Children, I swear.
I'm glad that was being recorded. That was fucking mint.
Alright, so you two have caught up to, who are you walking towards? Catero or Penance who's walked towards the back room? Alright, so you're both at Catero, and you see the elderly man and young girl just sobbing. They're happy to be alive, and Catero is standing, he's pretty sore away, very flushed. And you notice that Penance is now being swarmed by Verloc soldiers.
Oh, wait, what?
Goodbye.
Yeah, so it turns out that entire army is Verloc soldiers rather than outside.
Good luck.
You did shout
Okay,
it.
thanks, bye.
I immediately
Ghost you.
I immediately
Just fade out.
turn around
Listen to
and
you.
By this time, the soldiers are in front of you, and this Khajiit is now in front of you.
Gee.
Yeah, cat-like.
Yeah, it's like a kitty.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's the G.
Do you have coin?
Yeah.
I have wares.
You say you're helping Merloin. Where are you off to?
I said 3 times off to Verloc.
What business do you have in Verloc?
The kind that you don't need to know about.
Make a persuasion check.
Uh-oh.
Oh, fuck.
13.
Okay, it's not bad.
The soldiers' spears come down and point at you. Well, that just so happens to be our destination. Shall we escort you?
As long as you don't hurt us, I guess we're right.
You're not there. You're currently at the elderly man and woman. Do you want to look up?
I'm just looking at it. What man? I never saw a man.
Do you guys notice this at this time? Look up. Do you see?
Yeah.
Alright. So you look up and you see the spears come down at Penance. And it doesn't look like they're planning to attack, but it seems they're trying to stake their authority. What do you want to do?
Let's get that right out.
I start backing away slowly
Halt!
towards the I start backing away slowly towards the others.
We insist. We will escort you to Verloc.
Guys, they're like, oh, hell, they're fucked.
Save us, please.
We need to ask if they can escort us.
I like them services.
I mean, they were already going to escort all of us. They're bad guys.
I thought we were further away from them.
We just say we're not.
Yeah, they're further away, but what you've noticed now is the army has come down the banquets that are lower, and they're starting to surround you from both sides of the road.
So we like say we're stopping somewhere else first, and we don't need it.
No, we should just follow them to there if they're going to the same place.
We'll
What's the
can't
point
follow
of
us,
this?
and, like,
Yeah, guys,
gather-
I don't think we're the winners of resistance here. Is
Yeah.
this like just a small batch that's for Verloc, or is this
Only a
still-
small batch, only a small batch with the Verloc crests are down there. The rest of the army, thousands of them have already moved ahead.
So are they all cat-like people?
No, only this one soldier is cat-like, the rest are in army, you can't tell.
Alrighty,
Roll check. Is that a female?
We should just comply.
yeah, let me go get my comrades.
No, please. We'll get them. Hey, Skaza! Kujoi! And now you two, all of you, are being pushed, as well as the civilians pushed towards the
I'll
group.
hold the little girl closer.
As he walks up to the little girl and the old man, I say, who are they?
You know, the ones that we're saving?
We're saying, okay, they're not with us. They're just part of the village nearby.
They come too.
So we're all coming?
If you're offering food, I mean, I'll take it. It's fine. You have to feed them as well.
He stares at you, daggers. Alright, so, you're gonna go with the orders?
Yeah.
Okay. You are all pushed and rushed to the rest of the thousands of soldiers. Now that you've, within the encampment of this big group of army, you notice that there are many different races. A lot with different crests. They are not all Velocians. I'm going to call them that because that's easier. And
Cat people are lock-ins.
no, just
I don't know
Velox.
what's the name.
Velocians. The Khajiit soldier turns around to you and says, "We will escort you to Verloc and to our king.
Alright.
You can explain yourself to him.
I suppose that makes it easier.
We have a great partnership with McKen. We would hate to destroy it.
Yeah.
So you will explain yourself to our king."
Maybe you don't want to say that because
You don't want to like leave it to the front gate and take it from there.
If you would like, you can come as prisoners.
No.
Whoa, yes, it's cool.
Yeah, we got this.
Alright. So you're not shackled, and it doesn't seem that you guys are.
Press.
You're not suppressed. The villagers have been
Wait, they have
taken.
a relationship with McKen, the leader of the tower?
Yes.
Okay.
So pretty much what he was saying is they have a partnership with Telra. Because Telra is a centerpiece, it is one of the major points of Zayo. to pass through Verloc to Malloyne is one of the major points. So you're not halfway to Verloc, but you're about, I don't know, 2/5 of the way there now. So they accompany you with about 18 guards from Verloc, and you are traveling for the better part of the rest of the day until you reach their encampment, which is on a sheer cliff. And you can see on the outside of the cliff it's just land stretching out for miles and miles. No massive mountains, no distinguishable features, just forest. Penance and Alia, you both recognize this forest as this is one of the major locations for the war, the Fourth War. The only thing you know about it is that it is a very dangerous place. And one of the only safe passages to Verloc is going east, around the forest and up that way. So it is now nighttime. You've reached the encampment where this army is now staying. The villagers, you notice that this group have saved the villagers. They're off to the side and they're looking after them, feeding them. Well, Verlocian, so it's up to you. What do you guys want to do within means?
Yeah, exactly. What can we do?
Well, you're being watched, but you're not being imprisoned.
Luckily, I like being watched.
Is there anything in particular you would like to do?
Yeah.
For an hour.
So we're in an encampment, right? So,
We got food.
yeah.
Yeah, you've got rations.
Do they have food on?
They're not offering you
Like
any
cooking
food.
Barbie or
Fucking lick one of them. Okay.
If one of you hadn't mentioned that you were from Malloyne, or helping Malloyne, then it'd be a different, would have been a different circumstance.
So I understand, like the name Malloyne,
Yeah.
very off-putting.
You get the feeling that all of them have a distaste for people from where you're from.
I'm not from Malloyne.
And you hear whispers throughout the night. So do you guys have your rations? We'll do
Yeah.
You have your rations? Alright, cross off a ration and a water skin.
Do we hear careless whispers?
What?
could I think have a pencil?
Oh yeah, I don't know some.
Alright.
I also give like half of my ration to the bird. Or like a little bit of it.
To who?
Felix.
Half of
Alright,
it.
cool.
My bird.
Yeah. Which has been with you this whole time. Yeah, just
Feed him all the time.
Felix just hid in your shell throughout the whole battle.
Next to Neville.
Yeah,
No, I'm
next to
going
Neville.
to later because then I can send him off, get into him, So do you have a blanket?
You all have bedrolls.
Not like right now.
Oh, you cold?
Yeah.
Oh.
You all have bed rolls, just so
You all have bedrolls. Why are you using them?
You don't look back at him one? What?
So take off one ration.
Yep, take off one ration and water skin.
And we all sleep naked, so take off your clothes.
No.
I have food in my undies.
You can if you wish. The guards look at you, very concerned.
Go blazing.
So,
I sleep with all my clothes on.
so
And
you're going.
eyes partially open.
There's nothing else you want to do.
You sat there like this. Are you asleep? Yes.
So there's nothing else you guys want to do. You're just gonna eat and go to bed.
Can we walk around the encampment?
Unfortunately, no. You've been sectioned off to a certain.
I would
So
like
no,
to
we're not
talk
allowed to do anything, so...
Well, is there anything you are there any spells you want to put into your list for the next day, or
I would like to talk to
penance?
Peter Piper picked a pickled pepper.
How much wood could
Penance
chocolate wood?
to no wording
How much
without-
is
Okay. What are you two doing?
I'm gonna talk to my animals.
Okay. So,
I'm gonna talk to my
are you
phone.
gonna cast Talking with Animals?
No, because that's a spell.
You can cast a spell. You're about to have a rest. If you
I'm
like
gonna
get
find
into
out
it.
the car too.
Okay.
Can you cast Talking with Animals?
Yeah,
Wait a
I
minute.
could speak with animals.
I'm gonna.
Oh, you speak with animals.
I'm just gonna admire my sword for a bit.
Alright.
Do it.
So you sit there, you pull out the sword, seeing the guards instantly grab their spears and point them at you. And you go, no, it's fine.
I'm cleaning my sword.
Yeah. And they see that you're all cleaning your sword and they stand back and relax.
I'm also gonna rinse my car to get my blanket.
Go for it.
His clothing.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so Sabine and Penance, you're staying up to talk.
This is how
Apparently.
we're sleeping tonight.
I just have one question. What kind of name is Penance?
The kind that one gives when they forego their name.
What's your real name?
Stupid. Just this 10-year-old story.
Until such times I have achieved the goals I have set upon myself, penance will do. For I do not believe my name should be uttered in a world where I haven't achieved my goals.
Fair enough.
The conversation goes nowhere.
No, I'm going to sleep now.
Is there anything you guys want to ask my animals?
Not really.
Nope.
Okay, so as you're all preparing, for bed, you hear whispers throughout the night from the guards who seem to be getting not so much closer, but they seem a lot closer than they did before. More intimidating. The fact that you're being watched all throughout the night and you can hear the shifts, and it's not that they walk off and another one comes back. Literally, a guard comes in, takes their place and goes. You get the feeling that you are going to be watched the whole time to Verloc. Is there anything else you want to do before you go to bed?
Okay.
Can I? Did I bring any manga with me?
Unfortunately, no.
Any what?
Alright.
I'm gonna. You know, fuck it. I'm gonna write fanfic. Fuck it.
Alright, unfortunately you don't have any parchment or a quill.
I will write it in the ground.
Alright, and you spend about 2 hours. Actually, roll for. Let's go. Are you running one made up or are you running one from memory?
I made up one.
Made up one? Right, go for
Yeah, right up
intelligence.
my line.
Yeah, intelligence.
Intelligence.
Yeah.
Would you do it?
Can't rush this. Give me a sec. 16.
16. Alright, you spend the next hour writing up a rather detailed manga. And it's got pictures and it's got text and it's an inspiration from a story that you remember from your home world, but it's literally like stretched over a couple meters. You've had to push one of the guards' shoe out of the way as you've...
18 plus.
The guards are tilting their head trying to get a better view.
As he's doing that, distracting the guards, I will
Only
accept-
one of them is
I will
distracted.
accept Jeannie's offer to talk to her little pet bird she has on her
Phoenix.
shoulder. Phoenix.
Yep.
Felix.
Felix, sorry, Felix.
Felix on her shoulder, and I take out my
Titties.
I take out my tomb and clutch the coin around my neck.
Yep.
Thankful neck from my celestial.
You still Felix and you shove something up your ass.
As far as Felix, he'll come
Yeah,
right back, I
alright.
promise. I am going to clutch my symbol, my connection to my celestial teacher, and using that and one of my little perks, I will reach and gain the information to cast Animal Messenger.
Okay, Animal Messenger.
I give Felix more food before.
That's exactly what's needed for the ritual.
As you give Felix some food, Felix's head goes and looks directly at Penance. What is it you want to do to Felix?
Alright, I describe to Felix the
Disgusting.
description of McKen. I describe to Felix McKen, and I say, we have been caught. If you have spies, let them know. If you do not, wish us luck.
And you're sending a message to McKen.
Yeah, and Felix will go repeat my words using my voice to McKen.
Okay, so Felix listens intently from across the fire, And Alia, you're sitting there going to feed Felix again, but Felix isn't paying attention. All of a sudden, Felix looks in the direction that what you came, what you believe is Telra, opens its wings and
Well, now
flies
we
off.
are.
He hasn't come back. I'm gonna fucking kill you. You didn't even tell him to come back.
After the second he delivers the message, he goes back to be doing whatever he wants. I can't control after that. So.
You just lost me my bird. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I want my bird.
Kevin Andy. Now, according to this, we are just on a day or two's travel outside of Tunnel, correct?
You're a day's travel away from Telra now.
So that couldn't be. Like, how many Ks would that be?
You don't know.
I think I'd be able to tell. I mean, like, doing the intelligence check to see if I know how many kilometers of travel.
Yeah, sure.
Or miles, sorry.
Yep.
Intelligence is not very fucking high.
Yeah, that's gonna be, it's gonna be 5.
Even though you've traveled with a battalion in the Great Army, in the Great Fourth War, you never really paid attention to how far things are. You were too preoccupied with, I don't know, the hell going around you. So, but you get the general idea that it can't be that far. I mean, it's only been a day, so
Okay, some pass out of there.
a day by foot travel. So you're quite certain that Felix should either be, back through the night or in the morning, if he comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better make him come back.
Hey, this is all you're doing.
I did nothing.
Exactly.
Alright, cool.
So,
That's
you going to bed?
it.
Alrighty.
Bad.
You all go to sleep a little less nicely than the last sleep you had in the cabin on your way to Telra. Or sorry, in the hotel in Telra. And tavern. And you wake to Savine and Alia, you wake rather comfortably. Penance, you wake to a boot to your kidney. Not hard enough to wake you though.
What?
And you look up and it's one of the guards leaning over you. Doesn't say anything, sees you're awake, turns around and walks off.
I go back to sleep.
Catero, you have 3 guards on you. No matter how much they try, they can't wake you.
Oh yeah.
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Hope they're not going to be trying too hard. That is a 23.
You feel about the 5th kick, and you do stir and come to consciousness.
Oh, you got your dice in.
I went to my car, got my blanket, but forgot my dice.
That's a great idea. Alright, you're all awake, and you are now being ushered again to march with the rest of the squadron. So, you're not even given time to eat, so do you want to eat while you're walking?
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
You're good?
Yes.
I down another ration.
Alrighty. You all have...
I'm not.
Oh, you're not having a ration? You're having a ration?
I'll get hungry.
Alright. Mark down a ration for the morning. You only need a ration like per day, so it's fine. You can have it now.
A ration a day keeps the rapies away.
It's disgusting. Alright, so you make your way with the army. You're sort of not paying... who wants to take note of the directions and everything you're going?
We're not paying attention to where we're
I
going.
will.
Do you want to pay attention to where you're going, or are you just
Well,
following the
I'll be
army?
honest with you, I have no fucking idea where we're going.
Yeah, you have no clue. Only you two really know. Oh, no, and you.
I'm ignoring him because he knows what to do.
You are just stomping forward, not giving a shit about anything. It's now... It's... Pardon?
Are we following the army?
The army is ushering you, like, literally taking you in a direction. You can pay attention to where you're going. You know the area pretty well. I mean, you were the guide to take them to Verloc. And
Great guide.
you two know the way. You two have been to Verloc. No, sorry, you haven't been to Verloc. You've been partially of the way, but the furthest point is this forest. That is the furthest point you've ever been to Verloc. So you're now kind of lost. You spend the better part of the morning just being ushered by the army. You're now getting worried that Felix doesn't come back.
I'll take the
Um,
I'm still gonna angrily glare at Penance.
that's okay. That's cocked. Um,
dive in the keyword.
okay then. It gets to about the sun's coming down. It's the afternoon. You've been walking for ages. The army has not slowed down. They are still marching. I need all of you to roll perception.
Nat 20.
That's 20.
Yeah.
Same.
Can I please have the dice? Or can we please have dice?
Oh.
Ah! I only have one arm right now.
Take your pick.
That's what she said.
Thanks, you're right.
What are we doing?
Just so this is the third D&D session I've ever done.
You said perception?
Yeah, D20. Perception, yeah.
Yeah, so
That's a
mine's
Yeah, I have an amazing 10.
well,
Like, it's a high 10.
mine's a nat 20, but it's 24 all up.
Was it natural 20?
Yep, nat 20 and
Alright,
24.
And what do you roll?
A high 10.
I can hear
High
my
10?
hand growing.
High 10. What's a high 10? Just 10? Just 10, okay.
So, no, but it's a high 10. Like, strong.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
That's a
20.
That's 20.
Oh, okay.
Wait, is it the dice
shit.
plus what?
I rolled the wrong dice.
Perception.
I got
Yeah.
24.
You
I
rolled,
got 13.
you rolled the wrong
13,
dice.
20,
I got
20.
64.
So 24 all up.
Four.
Is
A natural 20 or 24, okay.
6.
6. Okay. Penance and Savine, you...
my lord.
21.
Actually, no, all of you, pretty much, as you're walking, you hear the guards talking and muttering amongst themselves, mentioning the attack on Merloin, and you're keeping an ear out for anything that sounds suspicious, and they seem just as shocked as you. And one thing that catches your ear is the fact that Verloc also fell under attack. It wasn't just Merloin. The reason this army is mostly catered with Verlocians is because Verloc came under attack as well.
Damn.
Alright, so you spend the rest of the day, you're still walking, and you get
listening
to...
the others, after hearing all that.
Yep.
That I don't think there's too much of a point for us to resist. Let's just roll with this and keep going. At least we'll get there without an attack.
That's what I said to do in the first place.
Yeah, but now I have my suspicions that they're not going to kill us immediately, which is nice.
You made my burn go away, so your argument is valid.
Okay. Alrighty, so you keep on...
Beautiful women are.
You keep on walking, and the day feels much longer than it usually is. You're under constant surveillance, and you're walking for what feels like an eternity. It is now nighttime, and you have made your way to the next encampment that seemed to already be made. And you get the feeling that this was one of the camps they had set up, one of the major camps, outside of Verloc. You don't see Verloc, but you get the feeling that you're pretty close now. You all get around the fire, still playing, and the guards usher you into the same area. It looks pretty much the same as the last camp. Alia, make a perception check.
Huh?
Persuasion. I can persuade
Perception.
this guy.
Perception.
What was it?
Perception. That was close.
That was close.
What?
This is why I'm far away from
I
everyone.
was like leaning over and she turned her face.
You're just like, hi.
What's up now?
You were like 3.
9.
9.
Animation.
Okay. You,
Something growing.
for someone that is quite close to animals and has a great relationship with animals, you don't even notice Felix bang into your head.
Makes you so happy then. Okay.
Um,
What are you doing?
Felix turns to you and says with the voice of McCann,
Never
I had this written down.
I didn't even
Yeah,
think of them casting it back to send me a message.
My spies already know.
Knew it!
You
Just wanted
worried
to
me
check.
for no reason.
But now we know, I wanted to
I
check.
could have lost my bird.
And you recall,
Who's
Now
the
it's
guy?
like-
and you
I remember
recall that McCann did say that he has spies everywhere. He has whispers and everything to make sure that you guys
Oh,
were okay.
wow, I wanted to talk to him.
Yeah.
Claw.
But you get the feeling that that was a complete waste of time. Because if anything was going to go wrong, he would help you.
I don't understand. All I did was talk to him. What's wrong with talking to him?
No, you can talk to him.
And I checked to see if we were in range to be able to talk to him, and it was successful. So I got more information.
Birds can fly. Birds can fly, man.
Yeah, but there's distance.
Man can never be
Yeah.
back.
Alia, you also notice that there is a little scroll on Felix's leg, marked with the sigil of McCann that matches the sigil. What do you do?
Minus
I'm reading, right?
Do you want to read it?
Yeah.
Alright. You take it, you crack it open, you roll it out. It's a very small little piece of parchment. And it reads, it reads, suspicions of traitors. More information needed. Do not read aloud.
Alright, well,
Do you tell us this message?
I'll read the first word and then stop. And then,
Yeah, sorry, the first thing that is said is do not read aloud.
alright, so I'll start to read that and then be like, oh, okay. Well,
It's hard to read that.
Do not read aloud. Ah, fuck.
Oh, I'll read the next one because it doesn't say don't read aloud.
and then, yeah, I'll let them know. But I've got to let them know now.
You can pass it to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pass it to me.
You want to do that?
Pass the Dutch to
You
the.
promise to pass it on. Don't fuck it up.
Alright, you want to read it?
Don't fuck it up. 'cause
Okay,
then
you read
can't
it. Do you
tell
want to
them.
pass it on to everyone else?
What did it say again?
Do not read aloud. Suspicions of traitors. Pretty much just suspicions of traitors.
I sneakily go and just go to like take it from him without him passing it to me.
Okay, start a hand check.
Baka. 14.
Alright, you're able to get it off him pretty easily. You're able to
No, I
take
don't wanna
it,
do
you read
anything.
it.
Fuck.
You're able to take it off him, not stealthy enough to not get the attention of the guards.
I immediately
One of the guards turn
I
around.
cast minor illusion and make it the same color as my skin perfectly, so it doesn't so it's invisible, so it can't be seen.
Okay.
This sounds like
One of the guards turns
Okay,
to you
looks really.
and say, "Oi, what have you got there?" And starts approaching you.
I hold up my hands and say nothing, with it stuck to my hand.
Make a deception check.
Time to get stuck to his head.
Deception check.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So developable. I was like, is there still white shit on my dress? And I was like, no, shit, not.
Do I get an advantage for using minor illusion?
Nope.
Really? But it's invisible.
He knows you've taken
But
something.
it's do I get an advantage?
No. You've already pretty much rolled it when you did sleight of hand.
11.
He doesn't trust you, and instantly starts patting you down.
Go to pat me down and I'll kill you where you stand.
Make an intimidation check.
Come on, roll
Went
that.
from 0 to 100.
It's better. 14.
You're not intimidating.
I have a +8! Come on! These are really fucking good rolls!
Ready to well, that's how it sounds. I'm gonna kill you, man.
He stops and looks at you.
Hint of vintage freshness.
It's
I
got
knew you were TikTok or something. Stones.
I know a girl dragon.
14.
Of course you're a girl.
Roll again.
I mean, you're just reeking of feminine.
He stops, takes one look at you,
I hold up my hands and go,
and he pretty much accepts that. You've got nothing in your hands. It must have just been his imagination. He stepped back in line. All right. What would you like to do now that you've been given this information from McCann?
What does it mean? Yeah.
You get the feeling from what you saw. It wasn't much, but you got the feeling that he was rushed while writing this. It's something that he's keeping very,
Porn.
The fact that it says "do not speak aloud" and the fact that he didn't give the message to Felix to say, you're all pretty much aware that the situation is
There are spies amongst the spies.
he doesn't trust anyone.
There's spies amongst the spies.
I like to don't want to be a pie.
Oh, like really?
Come back, baby. Chicken run.
Okay.
We're just still walking as we do all this.
No, you're at the camp now.
Oh, we would make camp for the night.
Yeah, they've put you in the camp. You're surrounded by fire. Can't you hear the fire? Just been playing the whole time.
I just saw like the fields burning as we were walking along.
Alright.
I set him on fire in my rage.
Feels not hot.
So we can-
Felix is back.
No, I know, we're fine. We're fine now.
What
So
else would you like to do?
doesn't trust anyone.
Yeah, no, we can.
So where are these spies? Are they part of the army or are they?
Yeah, so the guys walking around with a big spy logo on their chest.
I'm still
We
mad
don't
at
know,
you.
you just can't trust anyone.
Sorry.
Alrighty, I decide think it hurts and I go to sleep.
Okay.
Lesbians.
I like lesbians.
Anyone else staying up, or are you all going to sleep?
I'm gonna go sleep.
I'm just gonna cuddle Felix and everyone go to sleep.
All right. You get Felix and you cuddle him maybe a bit too much.
You choke him out.
Felix is struggling and then just gives in. Then just goes, yeah, fine.
It's like that gives you like die.
I would say stops moving. But no, it's like, uncomfortable and it's not used to this affection as, it's a bird.
Like most people in my life.
And just gives in and, gives into the cuddle. It's quite nice.
Bit of insight to Jeannie's life.
A little bit colder than like a human hug because you're a turtle. Savine, is there anything you want to do before you go to bed?
As I go to sleep, I slip on my signet ring of a fake duke. To see if anybody notices the next day.
Of a fake what?
I have a signet ring of a fake duke. Comes in my disguise pack.
Okay.
Wake up in the morning. Who the fuck are you? I'm clearly the fake Duke. What?
You can't leave that fake.
I mean, my name is fake and I'm a Duke.
Alrighty. So you'll arise the next day.
Fake Jew.
You've had a very good sleep, seeing as Felix is back. You've got no stress. It's all good. You feel like your whole world's just come together. You again hard to wake up.
I'm always hard when I wake up.
You're not a morning person. Absolutely not a morning person. As you wake, the guards are not there.
Oh, did they leave us?
Is he gone?
And
Evaporated?
no, not evaporated.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Kind of looks like escape.
Everything has gone a little bit more quiet.
So did
There
everyone
doesn't.
leave us?
No. People are still there,
We're just not being
but
watched.
you get the feeling. Shush.
I'm meditating, that's what that noise is.
No, you all wake up instantly and notice
Yep.
a figure standing where the fire was. Even though you're not a morning person, you look at this person and recognize them.
Oh, you're kidding.
Wait, sorry, say
No.
We all see this.
what did we see?
Dartrix?
What did we
It's
see?
Dastrix.
Dastrix.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
You all hear a voice that feels like it's in your head. Oh, hey Josh.
That's
Yeah, that's what the voice says.
Here.
Hi Josh. Oh,
Hey
hi
Josh.
Mark.
Who the fuck is Josh?
So you are all together. Good. The fates have been kind. You're all tasked with a very important mission. Anything you guys want to do?
I want to cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
See if I can touch him. Go down.
You cannot.
Where? Just pass it right through?
So he's not really.
Just checking. Sorry. Carry on.
I am Dastrix.
He's explaining.
I have been influencing you to be at this point. The guardian of fate.
I'm just a guardian. Guardian.
You already know.
Everyone's sort of like, oh my god, and I'm sort of like,
You already know Dastrix.
my Moogle.
You get the feeling you have met him before, and it surprises you that you know his name, but you cannot recall from where or when. You feel like it was yesterday, and you feel like it was forever ago. The rest of you have an inkling in your mind that you do know who this is. At the same time, you have no freaking clue.
Like you feel like you know them really well.
Exactly, almost like a feeling of deja vu. You get the feeling you've done this before, but at the same time, you have no clue what's coming
It's
next.
like when you've been in a relationship with someone for ages and then you don't talk anymore, but you see them around, you don't acknowledge it.
And then they message you and give you a shit on apology, and you're just like, oh no.
Oh, they say, wow, really nice blazer.
Or they say, you want to fuck?
I
You
get
want
it.
some?
What does he look like?
Me.
A figure. You don't have details, but at the same time, you see a face, but you can't make it out. Like almost a dream. You know you're looking at someone, but you can't make out the details.
Looks like this.
Exactly like that. You are all charged with rescuing this world. A great evil approaches, and you are all that stands in its way.
Can we trust you to help?
Disappears.
Oh, god damn
I hate it when he does that. Alright, talk.
What do you want to know?
Everything. Well,
It's kind of hard to explain.
about
Was he
him.
the one who made you come here from the
Yes.
concert?
Well, I won't say he was the one that made me. Just kind of
Here we go.
Yeah.
met him on the way.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you know about him?
About as much as you know. His
You all
name?
now notice the guards come in. All right,
Hi.
get up. We're taking you to Verloc.
Yeah, to your king.
Yes, to our king.
Okay.
And you all get up.
Okay.
Okay, you all pack up your things.
Okay.
Not much of it. And you start making your way to, which you didn't notice through the night. You're actually much closer to Verloc than you thought.
Cool.
You see a great, massive wall, a lot like Malloy. And
Take us to your queen.
yeah, as you get closer, the massive army splits off
Do they know the way?
in the door. Only the soldiers with the Verloc crest make their way in. The other soldiers seem to only be here to meet up with what seems like a market at the front to replenish their. What'd you do?
What did you do?
Nothing. No,
I
no.
saw it.
No.
What did you do?
Not the camera.
What'd you want the camera?
I didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah, sure. Sorry, I'll edit that. Yeah, you notice that the army has come back for the sole reason to replenish their supplies. You're all escorted into Verloc. The gates open, and you make your way inside. And you see a lot of recovery from what looked like almost a war. The Verloc is under construction from almost what looks the same as what happened in Malloy. You notice fires in the distance. You notice smoke. You notice people who are still screaming for their families. People destitute with no homes. Crumbling ruins around you. You go up the center major road, and you see in the center a massive castle with the Verloc crest in ruins. You enter, and most of the guards, as you're walking, peel off and go off their own ways. And you're left with about the same 18 guards that approached you at the cliff. Oh, sorry, not the cliff, the banquet.
Yeah, the cliff bankment.
And you reach what feels like the centermost chamber as the guards halt you.
Hold on.
Wait a moment. You will get our king.
Okay.
And those guards disappear with 5 more behind you. We are no longer on castle sound, so let's get rid of that. Stop!
Let's put the castle sounds on.
Yeah, castle
What
sounds.
does a
Yay.
castle make?
You don't have an answer.
Fruity.
No, that's shit. That's a shitty sound. We need to get better ones. You are now waiting at the front of the doorway to the King of Verloc. Is there any preparation you would like to do?
Yes, do we have any idea if it's going to take like an hour or so?
You have no idea. All you know is you're meeting the King of Verloc. That's it.
Alright, since I've got nothing else to do, I might as well sit down and try and cast using my little old, just that little bonus tomb I got there, which allows me to use any ritual in my level that available. I will then try and cast Find Familiar,
Okay.
which allows me to summon a familiar if I can sit down and concentrate for a full hour. So I'm just going to start doing that, and if it lasts an hour, I got a familiar. If it doesn't, carry on.
Alright.
You like jazz? And I lose $10.
Ben,
No.
have you seen that?
Oh, is it? Yeah, casting time 1 hour.
Yeah.
It takes you an hour to sit there and.
Yeah.
It's a concentration spell.
Can we leave them behind?
Nope,
or
it's a ritual. So once it's done, I have a familiar, and they get their own hit points and everything, and then
But the ritual takes you an hour.
But he
ritual
has to
takes
sit
an
down
hour.
for a
Okay.
minute.
So I'm just trying to do it. And that's if anyone else wants to do something good, I'm just going to be sitting meditating in the corner.
As you start the ritual, the guards get pissed. The guards instantly halt you.
Before meeting any royalty, it's part of my bloodline to meditate for a bit. Got a problem with that?
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion or deception? Just told me it's bullshit.
Oh yeah, deception, sorry. Deception.
Yeah, you send me.
Deception. Disgrace.
You don't care about
What did you roll?
I give me at the time. I try anything. I rolled a 2.
Okay. They're not accepting what you're saying, and they instantly grab your arms
That's it. Go to the dice channel.
and stop you.
Okay.
Think again. Alright. Lovely.
Okay.
They instantly stop your ritual. It is not approved to cast magic.
Well, you didn't say that beforehand. I sit down.
They go back to their post. You are now all, the doors open, and you're all issued in. And in the main center chair at the end of the hallway, you see a elderly man dressed in royal robes, pretty much nice royal robes. And you are pushed towards him. I am the king of Verloc. What business do you have here? He looks at all of you.
No? Me? Okay. We have been sent here by one of your hopeful allies. We've just been sent come from Talarock. We're here to investigate the attacks that have occurred on both Verloc and Malloy.
Make a persuasion check.
Do not.
Because you're only here to look at the.
Actually, will we all would he get advantage because we're all trying to persuade him for this?
You guys have done sweet bugger all.
If you want to try and put in 2 cents, go for it.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
What do you say to him?
I'm pretty much saying the same thing. Like we're what we're all
What do you
trying
want to
to
say to him?
do. Mate, we're trying to find out info on these attackers.
Does that give me advantage?
Oh no! Roll persuasion with disadvantage.
Fuck you.
Oh, God.
You'll go first.
I got an 18.
Roll as well. Roll as well.
You got 18?
18.
Hopefully my arm movements give me extra Shazam. And watch out.
So magic round, oh shit.
That's disadvantage, wasn't it?
Yep, roll again. You pick the lower one.
Yep. What was it again? Persuasion.
Yep, persuasion.
Was that 14?
14. Alright,
With the flick of the glasses, I had advantage.
he looks both at you, and then looks at you two. Looks out throughout the whole group. What makes you think? Did you have any ability to help us?
Give me an arm wrestle.
The guards instantly point their spears at you.
Oh, away from down.
I'll put my weapons down. This gun's away.
Well, as far as I can tell, we're the first ones to be here on such short notice outside of
My
the city.
men are already investigating the traitors within our midst.
But do your men know anything of the attack on the loin and the fact that they're related? No, didn't think so.
Did you get
Oh.
big flappy demon man?
I wouldn't speak to the king of
Sassy,
Verloc that way. The
sassy.
guards take one step closer to you.
Did you see the big flappy demon man too?
You're merely asking questions, I'm giving answers.
The king looks out past you, as if looking at his kingdom. And his gaze goes far beyond you. Then he looks back. If you are here to investigate our involvement with what happened to Malloyne, we are not involved. We had nothing to do with it.
We already know this
Then why are you here?
because our sources tell us that those that are responsible are merely hiding in the city, not that the city's responsible.
In that you would be correct. We have a rogue group within Verloc, and we've been trying to snuff them out.
Clearly they know your system as well as you do. Maybe those that weren't in the system would have a better chance.
What do you even mean?
Do you have any leads?
We have many leads.
And many
None.
dead ends.
He shoots daggers at you. No leads that we can formally go against. We do not have the manpower at the moment, and the rest of our armies are sharing what little resources they have with the traveling merchants and soldiers that you accompanied with my group.
Then I'll ask her.
I'm just cracking.
And why should I let people from Malloyne, who I don't trust very much, and could have something to do with everything that's going on as well, why should I let you help us? What reassurance do I have that you're helping?
I hold up the badge of Talon. Is this a good start?
A guard comes forward, rips it from your hand, and issues it to the king.
What was it?
He takes it, looks at it. So,
I'm bad.
you've spoken to McCann.
Indeed we have.
He hands it back to the guard. The guard hands it back to you.
As the guard hands it back, I say, We have also received this from McCann. I hand him the scroll McCann delivered to us to give it directly to the king. I tell the guard, do not open it, hand it
You
straight to
weren't
your
meant
king.
to give it to anyone.
I hand it to the guard and I say, give it straight to your king. That is from McCann himself.
I disappeared without smoke.
The guard looks at the king and then looks over his shoulder. An elderly man, big white beard, ponytail, with a red tinge at the end, walks forward in red robes and grabs the scroll.
If anything was going to be hexed for an issue, I would have put it on the badge first, where I know you would have grabbed that without any hesitation. This scroll is safe. I recommend you look at it yourself and not let any lackey look at it. My lord.
He stares at you for what feels like 5 minutes. Looks
Really,
back
like, don't
at
let
his.
anyone else read it.
He looks back at his wizard, who starts muttering under his breath, not opening it. And you can see a glow around the parchment, and then gone. The glow is gone. Parchment's still there. The glow is gone. Looks back at the king. Hands it to the king. Looks at it. Looks back at all of you. Rolls it up, puts it into the side. If you are truly here to help us, and not traitors in disguise,
No, it's head on. I don't really wear disguises.
Wow.
lovely.
Wow.
The king looks at you. The king looks at you, stifling a little bit of a giggle. If you are truly here to help us, rat out these traitors and bring them to me. You have one day. The guards issue you out.
And if we were to come up, as on our way out, if we were to come upon resistance from those that don't believe us to be doing this under your rule, what might we say?
Guards push you out, doors closed.
Oh, that sucks.
I turn to the guard and repeat the exact same question.
He just stands there.
You kiss him right
Completely out of the system then, guys. We are completely out of the system. We have 12 hours to figure this out. If not, we bounce.
24 hours.
We have 12 hours to figure this out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we bounce.
And then we bounce.
Okay, so you've been revealed some information that there is an underground conspiracy within Verloc that could possibly be the sole cause of these events happening both to Verloc and the kingdom of Malloyne and the whole of Zayo. You need to show... Yeah, you must show them the way. By trying to get the king's trust, you must rat out this underground conspiracy within Verloc.
Yeah, my king.
What do you want to do?
Anybody got any ideas?
So we're outside the castle, right?
You're not outside the castle, you're in the main hall. The main hall before the king's presentation.
Is there anyone important looking around?
Just a bunch of guards.
There's a bunch of guards. Any important looking guards around?
Nope. All the important guards were right next to the king.
Well, let's go out in the town and let's get around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but-
See if we can find any leads.
What do we ask?
It's actually.
So you all want to make your way outside? Alrighty. You make your way outside, and as you just open the door, there, standing in front of you, a young man.
Yeah.
Tattered, bruised, bleeding. He looks like he's been through strife. His scars are somewhat healed, but they look like they've been there for a very, very long time. Panting, pushes straight past you.
I ask him if he's okay. Are you okay?
He's slowly just making his way to the door.
Be careful, the king's in a foul mood.
Do you know the way?
Don't want to stop him, nothing? You're just going to let him...
Yeah, definitely got how to grab hold of him and come back.
You want to grab him?
Oh.
Do you say that as you grab him? Baby, come back!
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do my usual head tilt.
You
You,
may not do it.
you go to grab this young man, and as your hand reaches his shoulder, he turns to you, he goes, please! Please don't hurt me! Please!
Oh boy, I'm on you.
And he looks up and sees you. He's a little bit shorter than you, and very scrawny, very malnourished.
I'm fucking short.
Yeah.
Um,
Who are you?
well, I'm Keitaro, and these are my friends.
What are you doing here?
We
We
here.
just saw the king.
Well, he's gonna take over.
No. Sorry, I talk too much. I talk too much.
Go for it, Penance.
No.
Take it away. Too late.
He sees you bickering and recoils into himself.
No, he's your friend. You literally picked this one up.
I don't want to talk or anything. Fuck us.
You literally picked this one up. Carry on.
He looks at, he's not interested. He doesn't look interested at all. He is frightened.
Stop scaring him.
He's now very worried. you can see the concern in his
Someone
eyes.
gloves up.
Oh god.
Oh, very good.
Lovely.
Anyways, that's what we do it once. We just came here to see the king about the worst that's gonna happen. The traitors in Verloc.
Traitors? What traitors?
Oh,
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's awkward.
I have to go. And he
No.
starts trying to walk away.
No, he's lying.
You handled that great.
Well, someone interrupted me.
You don't want to let him go?
No.
You go. You're just so bold.
He's getting further away.
Keep leaving.
Stop him.
Just like,
Stop him?
Yes.
Alright.
Too quickly.
I've already been yelled at once.
He's
not that trash.
looking at you now, very
Most
concerned.
people die.
I swear, I don't know anything.
why are you so injured?
It's nothing.
Why are you seeing the king?
Like nothing.
I'm not here to see the king.
Who are you here to see? Is it
No one!
Santa?
Why are you asking questions? I don't even know you!
Why so nervous?
Tries to correct his posture. I'm not nervous.
You're lying.
My turtle senses a king.
Dakota senses are tingling.
You're a fucking turtle.
Fine. Okay. I'm here to speak to the king about the group in Verloc.
What group?
What are you
The
gonna tell him?
traitors.
What are you gonna tell him?
Well, we've been.
I know what they are.
Well, the king has actually just told us to go find them for him.
Who are you again?
His friends.
Emissaries from a few different areas investigating the attacks of both other places.
Roll a persuasion check.
Everyone?
Everyone can. Oh no, he's the one speaking. So
Everyone else spoke.
you're the one that said you were emissaries.
We are now.
Oh god, don't fail like always.
Dude, 20.
20. He looks like you a little bit more relaxed. You can see him visually relaxed in his posture and sort of almost fall over a little bit. You can tell that he has been fighting something. Not like a creature or something, but fighting something inside him for a while. Well, if you are who you say you are, and you're here to help, then you best come with me. And he starts walking out.
Well, follow him, obviously.
Follow him?
Suspiciously follow him, being like, make sure he's not going to do anything shady.
Okay.
I keep my eyes out on the area around us as we walk through anyone's tail.
Okay. You follow him for almost following the same road that you did as you entered Verloc, and you notice that there are not many places still functioning, but you do see one tavern that is functioning, has a lot of people in it. One of the most lively places. People are still, they're in the events that have transpired. They're trying to find every way to relax. He walks inside and passes one of the barmen and gives him a nod. And the barman looks at all of you very suspiciously, but sees the kid and nods as well. And you make your way to the back room. Do you all follow him?
Yeah, but I'm going to be on guard.
You're gonna be on guard.
I am going to.
I'm going to say I'm oil on the Shindaru, so if anything happens at all.
Okay, guys. I can cast a ritual for the llama so someone enters while
They said a llama for a second, and I was like,
You can put a llama on the door.
I can put a llama on the door.
The young man is at the door beckoning you in.
Okay, we walk in.
Yeah.
I walk in.
Yeah, we walk in.
yeah.
Okay, you all walk in, he closes the door behind you, and you hear a kink, and he turns around. You have to be certain. No one else is watching.
Okay.
Now,
Are there any windows in the room?
no, it's just the back room. Almost like a storage room.
Is it dark? Can we see like everything?
You can see,
in
there are candles
Any-
flickering,
And
and
no
it's...
one else is in here. There's nothing they could be hiding behind.
No, it's a rather empty room.
No room.
There's not much stock left. All
No
the
one
stock that
hiding
was
in
there.
boxes.
There's no boxes.
Okay.
It's more like just a wooden room. The back room looks more like a spare room at the moment. Any storage or containers that were in here are out and in the front of the bar. You notice them as you came in. You get the feeling that this tavern doesn't have much stock left, and they're sharing as much as they can with everyone. They haven't stored anything in a while. Okay. About the group. The rumors about a underground conspiracy. I don't know where to begin.
Start with where they are, and then we'll get to the other details.
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Try me.
I'm scared to say anything. If I do, there's possible war again.
Look around you. We're already in the middle of a war.
Not like the Great War, the Fourth Great War. That was... Do you even know anything about the Fourth Great War?
All I know is that if you tell us where this is and we can nip it in the butt now, we can prevent it. Or you can keep this said secret and it may actually occur.
I was hesitant about taking this to the king. Because he may misunderstand. And I told one of my friends, and I was overheard by another group from Merloin. They are who did this to me.
Lucky for you, we're from Tower. I hold up the Tower badge.
Seeing the badge, he is a little more calmer.
Who the fuck does Malone play? I didn't know.
If you're from Telra, I trust that I can tell you this. The group isn't in Verloc. The group is in Merloin.
Where's Malone? Never heard of it.
Merloin is south. It's past Telra.
Oh, okay.
So they're underground.
We don't know.
Under.
I don't know.
Okay,
All
by the way.
all I know is that this, whoever it is, whoever they are, they seek to overthrow Adora, the king of Merloin. One of his closest men, someone who works for Adora, is trying to overthrow Merloin from inside. This group's got nothing to do with Verloc. Verloc's not involved.
Then
Do you know who's trying to
What the
No.
man's name is, but you know he's closest to the king.
That's all I've heard.
and would you have any information on the people that attacked you that were from Malloy, they might have more information.
They were just maligns. They overheard me and my friend. We were just. I told him about what was going on, and I was trying to see
Where
if
did
I
you
could.
get your information that they're from Malloy?
I'm a stable hand, and men give us their horses to look after, and some people speak sometimes.
What people?
Well, I didn't get a good look at his face. I was cleaning the stables when, on the other side of the wall, I heard some men talking. And they said they were from Malloy, and that the plan was going well. That they would overthrow Adara soon. And the plan would be successful.
Inside check.
Go for it.
No, this is a big 11.
The kid's scared. It's very hard to read this kid. He's just shaking, and even though he is calmer, knowing that you're from Telra,
That's where we came from.
you seem
Imagine everything.
Yeah, legit. Like all got a badge.
you seem that someone who is this scared wouldn't be lying.
Cool. Beans.
Nobody else want inside check? It's just me.
Yeah, I know.
I might inside check on that too, just to double check.
Go for it. Anyone else? I'll show it now.
Sure.
Alright, everyone inside check.
Oh,
Ben sees a
that
child.
was nice. Nice. 24.
24?
11.
11.
4.
It's 9 plus 10.
4.
Trying your eye.
Ooh. Oh.
I'll bet you can tell something.
Someone can tell something.
God.
One of you, at least.
Something
I'm
was not
still
sounding
listening.
right. I'm so glad the rest of you inside check the kid.
Hello. Would you like to buy some hookers?
Hello, 20 other, I come by bird.
Pauline?
Pauline Marilyn Manson.
It really isn't that cold.
It is. We wore our dresses when we were so hot and sweaty, and we got here and it's so cold and hot.
getting hot here.
So hot, so take off all your clothes. I'm not wearing my pants. I took them off hours ago.
Kidding. I'm not. Okay.
So, that's what she said.
Huh?
Is there anything else you would like to do?
Ow.
Please, if you can, go to Malloy. Stop this. Because if they succeed, Verloc will be the one to blame. And the Kingdom Malloy will fall.
Do you have any proof?
I think we should go.
No. This is only what I heard.
Huh.
But these people seem... I didn't want to bring this...
Who are you to know that it wasn't a ruse?
Kangaroos.
I'm not too sure, but this is... If it stops Verloc from being the center of this, then... I'm not too sure, I just had a feeling. I had a feeling they were telling the truth. I had a feeling that... Who else would run around in the dark and say things like that?
True. Got a fairly good point there.
Well, child, what do you recommend we all do?
Well, if you really are emissaries from Telra and you're here to help, please stop this in any way you can.
I'll go visit this place so called Malloy and look into it.
Guess we could get a map so we know where it is.
No,
I have a map.
Should we tell the
Oh, that would be
people?
mighty handy.
yeah, we'll take the map.
How did you all get here? You're from Telra, correct?
Yes.
Do you have horses?
No.
Can we have one?
Do you have
Or 4?
I can offer you horses
Yes,
Oh,
please.
yeah.
to get to Malloy faster.
Stallion, baby.
Can I keep
Now,
it?
how does a stable hand offer us a
Can I have a
horse?
horse, a bird?
I have horses. They're mine. I
We
bred
make
them.
my horse miniature. Like
Every stable hand has to
after I
breed
ride,
horses,
I
look after them, to know how to handle others.
To flash superpowers.
Sounds like a deal.
Yep.
Shall we just quickly? How long does it take to get to Malloy?
It took the better part of about
3 days on foot.
So should we tell the king our
5
plan
days
before-
on foot to get from Malloy to Verloc.
Half a day was wasted because we were with a very old man.
I don't think
walking to town.
1 day. Oh, that was only 1 day, not half a day. You
Well,
spent
we're gonna have a
Yeah, it's
horse,
24 hours.
so
Yeah,
a
but
day.
we can just-
not to Merloin. It's a little bit farther than that. It will probably take you the better part of 2.5 days.
Yeah, that's
Do we have to tell the king because he gave us 24 hours, or can we just go?
We probably should.
See,
talk
here's
to
the
king.
thing.
We have to take a cousin.
Excuse me, young man.
Yes.
Where should we meet you with these horses?
I can take you there now.
We probably have some things to settle before we leave the city. We will have to converse with the king again.
The
Share him with his
stables are at the
information.
front of the main gate.
If you get the horses ready, we'll meet you there.
Can I have a white one?
I can see what I can do.
How much do you
Can I have a
weigh
unicorn?
I
Oh,
don't think we
shit.
have unicorns.
No, actually, I need a Clydesdale because I weigh like fucking.
Shitloads.
Do you have any more horses for this one?
I weigh 326 pounds. So, like, I need a.
He reassesses.
It's,
I need a
it's full plate
Clydesdale.
armor, adult male.
I need a horse.
He reassesses how many horses he has that he can offer you guys.
We just need one war horse, capable of holding
Me.
the finest of knights.
I can see what I can do, but I think two of you will have to ride the same horse.
Done.
Done.
Okay.
But do I get a big horse?
I can definitely sort something out for you. And the map. I'll get you the map
Can't
as
ride
well.
a horse, can you?
No, he wants to ride with me.
I figured.
Okay,
You
so
can go on the back.
this young man
Okay.
walks back, unclicks the door,
Get on your back.
peeps outside. Okay, go. Do what you need to. I'll exit after.
Stay
No.
in this room for 1 hour, then
Don't test
leave.
me.
In this room.
Why
I'm just gonna go out the other way.
Stay in this room for 1 hour,
Okay.
then leave.
Oh.
Okay. You have been caught. Okay.
How long of a walk was it from the castle?
Caught red.
Palace.
Part of an hour.
Now? Cool. Yeah.
All right. So you all make your way out of the room, and the little boy behind you. You all make your way to the king.
We're going back to the palace.
Yep.
Yes.
Go back to the palace.
Anybody have any other ideas? Better ideas?
We should probably tell him.
We need to tell the king, but I don't know what to tell him because I just told him Malloy was not involved, and now apparently they are. This is coming
Tell
from a
him
little
we have a
kid.
lead
And
and
it's
we will
gonna
need
take
more
long.
time.
Do we trust this kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's our only lead.
Alrighty. So we're just,
Do
we're just
do
gonna
we all trust the kid?
We're just gonna blindly follow this kid. Is in fact telling the truth.
This
Okay.
kid seems alright in my opinion.
Alrighty.
What do I know? My insight was 4.
This kid has never told a lie in his life.
He's the most honest child that you've ever met, and that's big coming from you, from the world you've come from.
Hello, Papa Smile.
All right. So you all make your way back to the kingdom, and you pass through the main hall and approach the door of the king. Guards staying there.
We need
What?
to speak with the king.
Completely interrupt the guard.
Yep.
Wait, you were here before.
Yep.
Yes.
Good.
That makes no sense.
He remembers. That should simplify.
I'll go
things.
see if the king's available.
Yep.
He walks
Cool.
off.
Why do you have to be such a sassy?
This ain't my kingdom.
In a couple minutes,
Okay.
the doors, and the king looks like he's just gotten back onto the throne. It's the afternoon. He looks very weary. You make your way to him. It's only been 2 hours.
Yep.
You better have good news.
We're just that good.
We have good news. We have a lead. A
Please,
promising
share it.
lead. But we'll need more time to follow this.
Well then, why are you wasting your time in here?
Because
You
you
only
told us
have
we
1
had,
day.
because you told us we had 24 hours, and now we need to go back to Malloy because apparently all our sources.
How can you search for this group and help us in Malloy?
Because that's where they are.
His face drops. And what information? How'd you come by this? What source do you have?
Circumstances?
You're gonna make me say it, aren't you?
Push this.
have an eyewitness that sees the group discussing the.
He would prefer to be anonymous due to the fact is
You already got
traitors may kill him.
Understandable.
You know the way.
So this group is in fact Lemoyne.
Possibly. It's our
Or
only
they're just hiding
No,
We know
they
that
could be hiding.
in Illinois.
where you won't find them.
But I have had information that they're here in Verloc.
And yet there's spies everywhere. Misinformation would in fact be the most, well, truest of well, dangerous of information.
Misdirection.
But also
Make you
keep
think you're in one area rather than
but they're not
another.
here.
Considering both our sources originally for Verloc, including your own, would it not make sense for misinformation to point towards, both misinformation to point towards the wrong place?
He looks over.
Fuck, he's got me.
The guards all start moving forward. If misdirection is how Merloin wants to operate, wants to stop them, or wants to stop you from also being involved, spears come down.
We're not sending your people anywhere, so what do you have to lose? You'll continue doing exactly what you've done.
I lose my connections into the group. What proof do you have that you're not part of it?
We literally could have not come to see you.
We came back.
Like, we literally could have just disappeared, but we went out of our way to come see you to deliver said information.
What do we have to gain for being in Verloc for 2 hours?
The first time we came because
Roll
we were
persuasion
forced
check,
to.
all of you.
Son of a...
Persuasion.
First gonna be on us!
You're not good at this, are you, Penance?
Very
18.
18,
5.
7.
5,
27.
27.
Titties. So I went ride the horse.
I have
for
got an 8 on this.
The guard,
You suck.
one of the guards closest to the king, doesn't like you
me.
and steps forward between you and the king. The whole discussion's been with you. The king looks toward you two,
Naturally.
and sets eyes on you.
My eyes have been on the whole time. The king's been there. I've been like, yeah.
You're Savine, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
You're from Telra. You work with McKenna.
Yes.
Give him a bit of nip and you get +2 to your persuasion.
Looks out at the group. If you say this is true, go back to Telra. Let McKen know what you have found. Seek out his sources to confirm this information, and then crush this group. The guards step back. Now, go.
We'll find our own horses. We'll leave.
He looks kind of confused. He ushers you to leave. You make your way out of the room. Doors closed. You now have to get back to Telra.
I stab a gun.
No, we go and get the horses we were promised.
Yeah, we'll go to the stables.
But the one guard that doesn't like me.
I spit on a book.
Full screen.
He doesn't even acknowledge you.
Okay, let's go get the horses.
The last sound you will hear before you die is.
Let us sing to you.
Why
Okay.
do you roll well when doing the persuasion? I keep rolling under
Alrighty.
5.
So you all make your way down to the front of Verloc with the new information that something is not going well.
I have my own D20.
And at the front of Verloc, you see the stable hands with two sets of you're really feeling this. Two sets of
Carriages.
carriage horses, except they don't look like regular carriages that you get in. They look like just jousting.
Oh, gladiator!
Yeah,
Yes!
they're built for speed, and these horses are big.
On speed.
They are big.
Can I call my Kelly?
Fun?
Can I call my Kelly?
Whatever you want.
Can I keep it?
Who's the lightest out of us?
Me.
This is all I could get. But it'll get you more speed. You'll be able to get to Malloy faster.
Yeah.
This will suffice.
Yeah.
Here's the map in case you get lost.
Thanks. Yeah.
Do we get 3 horses?
4 horses.
Because we've got 2 characters.
Two
2
characters.
characters. Because you
2
need
horse
more
drawing
weight.
characters.
You weigh more, so
Cool.
you need to.
A standing character.
I'm gonna jump on your back and you jump.
Back of it, hold the reins.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna jump on your back. I mean,
So-
jump on the back with you.
You get one to yourself. The other 3 jump in the other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she's fat.
I've never.
That's harsh.
We've never.
She has Felix and the frog with her. Thank
You've
you.
been telling me off for eating Oreos. I didn't think you'd get this far. But you blatantly say
Okay.
you're fat.
So
Character.
Just because I ate half a tub of icing by myself.
326 pounds right here.
do you make? Are you leaving now to get to Malloy again or to Tellera? What do you wish to do?
Should we go shopping first?
Remember, you are on the clock.
Yeah, on the clock.
Talera.
Talara.
Yeah, let's go to Talera.
Off we
Yeah.
go.
Before we leave, give the kid. I give the kid 10 gold.
Oh.
Kid
say-
takes the gold.
Get something for you.
And I say, get an education. Let's go.
You two, you get in the cart and start taking off without them, and you're in the other cart ready to go. You're just way too keen.
I'm keen.
The kid
Always
thanks
keen.
you, bows his head.
Oh,
You all get into the carts, and you're leaving
I'm
now.
not an asshole.
You leave now.
yeah.
All right, you take off.
I'm jumping
These
back.
things are fast, like
Hell
extremely.
yeah.
They're
Like Fast
fast.
and Furious?
Fast and
Tokyo
Furious.
Drift.
I'm gonna name this one Sonic.
You take off back to Tellera. Mind you, it is the afternoon, so you will not make it. If you want to travel through the night, you can, but you'll get 1 point of exhaustion.
I say we stop.
Agreed.
Camp.
Camp?
You can.
All right. You get about to the forest that you found. Following the map, everything.
We check that there's nobody there.
Yeah, you make your way to the forest, and you make your way to the campgrounds that the army took you through. Everything's packed up, everything's gone. Do you want to camp there, or do you want to keep pushing forward a bit more?
We'll camp there.
Camp there?
Yeah.
Alrighty. You set up camp for the night. The horses put to the side. They start eating grass and everything. They're pretty much self-sufficient. Is there anything you want to do before the end of the night?
Tie the horses down so they don't run away.
Oh, they've got the carriages. They're not going to go anywhere.
But no.
Leave them on the carriages.
No, they've got the carts. They're not going to run off with the carts have a lock on them. Tiny
That's
thing.
okay.
Brakes.
Yeah, just break them.
Alright, well, I am going to.
Let's hit them in the head like sack of shit.
Before
and
I go to sleep, I'll take first watch, and I'm going to sit on the side and cast Find Familiar now that I have an hour to do so while on first watch.
Okay.
I'm gonna sleep through the night because I like dingoes.
And I will cast Find Familiar again because of my
Anyone else want to do anything through the night?
extra.
Anyone else want to do anything?
I'm going to meditate.
Alrighty. You meditate.
Meditate.
Too much stress.
I'm gonna pretend to sleep, but watch someone meditate.
You're not a elf, so meditation won't do much.
It's okay, I like the idea of meditation.
Alright, so you
Go first, what
meditate
do you do then?
instead of sleeping, or you're just
meditate
meditating?
and then go to sleep.
Yes.
I'm gonna eat, and
Yep.
out of that ration, give Felix and Neville some.
Alright.
Because I figure I can feed Neville some. Because I know Neville won't run away from me. But I
Okay.
can also eat like random bugs as well.
I'm like, Sigmund want to help him, be like,
Yeah, he's pretty much self-sufficient. He looks after
Yeah,
himself.
but a little part of that goes to him, and then part of it, like the bigger
you're
part.
like, this horse is really annoying. You're like, I don't think that's the horse.
Yep. So for the next hour, Savine, you meditate. The other two have gone to bed. You two gone to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gone to sleep. It's disgusting.
Don't look at me.
An hour
I
passes.
just shame.
Penance, now passes.
Alrighty, I would. I would like a. Jeez, I can actually think about what type of animal to get. I would like some kind of. What's a small dragon type
Fiend.
of thing? Huh? What?
Are you? What is it?
It's taken familiar in the form of
Familiar.
of an animal that I choose.
An animal.
It can take on the form of an animal, so
Take
it'll
on the
be
form of
it'll
an
be
Good.
and I lose 10 gold.
Yep. Pay the 10 gold.
I have
Well, it's a lot like what Alia did. You can summon a familiar, but it's got to be
it takes on an animal form that I choose. Bat, cat, crab, frog, toad, or what is it? Cat, crab. Oh,
You can-
I'm not gonna have a freaking crab.
You can have anything of an animal, but you can't have anything dragons type because
Yeah,
dragons aren't
monsters.
animals.
Taking your crab to Malloy.
Pun?
Go take your crab to the line.
That's
Go on.
disgusting.
Make a crowd. Make a crowd. Make a
It's not
crowd.
about children.
Crab. Okay. While you're meditating,
I'm going to take a poisonous snake.
I'm gonna whisper in
Poisonous
your ear.
snake?
Keep saying crab.
All right, in front of you, as you're doing this ritual, a snake appears.
Forms a black.
Red belly black.
Or a black snake.
It forms.
Okay, this snake that doesn't exist anywhere in the world
Just picked a pen.
appears. Doesn't exist in Zayo.
It does now.
No,
It can.
No.
No, it can. A lot of other things are brought to this world.
Guys, you're missing me. I brought to this world.
Exactly.
But like,
You-
missed the
you-
point
you
where the
create
crab
this-
fought the
you
snake
use-
turned into
Why
a
does a
crab.
hawk exist but a red-belly black snake doesn't?
A what?
A hawk exists. It's an animal. A red-belly black snake is just a poisonous snake.
No, a snake exists, but that type of
specific
snake.
type of species.
Yeah, that species of snake doesn't exist in Zayo.
In my
You've-
many readings
you've
before
created-
I killed my
You've
father,
created this design in your head, and it just strikes you.
I want a black snake with a red belly.
There you go. And it's quite venomous.
I
And yeah, lightning, yeah.
Oh, no.
And you create this snake. What would you like to do now?
I shall telepathically speak to him and call him.
Okay. What are you speaking about?
I shall ask him his name, or would he prefer to be given one as much?
Okay. You're speaking telepathically.
Yes.
Is this a skill or is this part of the
It's
spell?
part of the spell. Like when he's within 100 feet, you can communicate with telepathically. Additionally, as an action, you can see through his eyes and hear what he hears. And start the
Name
action.
it. Oh,
Okay. So, what are you asking your snake?
So, do I call upon you? Do you prefer to have a name?
You like jazz?
Stealing lines from Critical Role, go for it, that's awesome.
Steven.
Sorry.
Why does he have a snake accent in his head? You don't have a name. I shall call you Timothy.
Timothy.
Fuck off. I hate that name.
Sensation.
Timothy's such a shit snake name.
I know, right?
Like, out of all the names.
Something sexy.
Could have called it Severus.
So, what's
Fuck, I'll
the
have to Timothy.
situation?
Alan Rickman.
Nothing, you're my familiar from Until You Die.
Snake.
Snake.
Just call it Snake.
Great.
Familiars do their own thing. They will listen to. Wait, the familiar has the statistics of the chosen form. So it is a celestial, fey, or fiend, your choice, celestial, instead of a beast.
Alright.
So whatever the stats are of a snake is the stats he has.
You really
Stats aren't that high, man.
I know, how do you guess, like 3 or 7 HP?
Somewhere around there, 7 HP, 7 hit points.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. You have a snake.
You,
Yeah, you have a snake. It wraps up around you and is very comfortable just, laying around your neck.
Yeah, your familiar acts independently of you, but is always obeys your commands. In combat,
You should
it
call
rolls
the
its
snake
own
daddy.
initiative and acts on its own turn. A familiar can't attack and takes other actions as normal.
Yep. Alright, anything else you guys want to do? You're still meditating.
I was sleeping now.
Alright, so an hour's passed and you're now sleeping. You've
I've got first watch, I'll take the first 4 hours.
Alrighty. So all of you have who's going next for the watch?
I'll go next door.
You want to go next?
I'm
Okay.
already sleeping tonight.
only you two need to do the watch because nights don't, they last about 8-9 hours. So you both get partial sleep. Both of you get full sleep. So any hit points or anything that you would have lost, you're getting back. Any health points, you're getting back.
But last encounter, I'm fine.
Exactly, you're fine. So it doesn't really do anything for you. But you're able to have a short rest. All right. The new day. Oh, full. You're back to maximum.
What's maximum?
Whatever your maximum hit points are for your character.
And right now it's at 57.
Oh no!
So the first one that's that.
Yours should be higher than that, I think.
Yeah, you're a turtle.
So we established this.
What were your hit points?
I don't fucking know.
You should have your max written there.
Oh no!
Yeah, your
You
max
have-
would be 57.
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause
no.
it's the first number I wrote down.
Yeah.
Alrighty. You all wake up in the morning rather refreshed. You two are slightly a little bit sleepy, but you are rested. You get back onto
57 is your
this
max.
is stupid. You get back onto the carriages and you make your way to Telra.
Mm-hmm.
As you arrive in Telra, you notice that everyone is a little bit on edge. What do you do?
A little bit on edge.
Everyone's a little bit on edge. You enter Telra and the guards are, on watch, but they seem a little bit more on edge than usual.
Do we stop or should we just keep powering through, peeps?
Yep, keep.
It's about midday now. You've made your way to Telra.
What's his face who we need to speak to?
But I don't think. Do we?
McKen.
Yeah, we do need
McKen.
to speak to McKen, don't we? We
That was the point of coming here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's come here.
We shall
Getting
see if we can
sources.
find McKen.
Okay. You push past everyone in town. You just make your way in the carriages.
Oh no, we take the carriages to the front stable so that we can continue on to
We
the
get
lawn.
out of the carriages.
All right, cool. You leave the carriages at the front and you make your way to the center, the center point of Telra, and make your way to try and get to McKen. As you enter, everyone is scrambling. They're running around. Everyone seems to be a bit taken aback, and one of the people running around notices your presence.
Take it.
Where's McKen?
He stops and goes to you. What are you doing back here? You're meant to be in Verloc. You're meant to be finding out who's doing this.
We have found them.
We come to report to
You.
Murloc. Yeah.
McKen.
McKen. He said that. We've come to report to.
He looks at you and
I hate names.
you haven't heard what's happened, have you?
Clearly not.
And he starts ushering you to McKen's quarters. Inside, blood everywhere.
Fuck, it's a minute of the period.
The books on the walls are fallen over.
It's your attempt.
You can see guards and wizards and medical all around in this one spot in the center of the chamber. You're instantly worried, and you run directly forward, pushing your way through.
What happened?
You get through the crowd, and on the floor you see a wizard casting spells and healing magic on McKen.
Ooh, nigga, he did.
What happened?
Just no emotion.
What
What happened?
What happened?
What happened?
One of the guards turned to you. Through the night, someone entered and tried to assassinate McKen. Your ears, Penance, pick up.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you would like to ask the guards?
Did you get a look at?
No, unfortunately, no one was around when this happened. But McKen was able to fend. He's not damsel in distress. He's able to fend off himself.
Does it look like McKen was stabbed first, as if he knew that he's second?
You look at McKen. There's no damage on McKen at all.
Oh,
And the guards look at you. This
Is he worried for my cough?
This blood isn't McKenn's.
Oh,
Whose is it?
Is there a
the
trail
assassins?
Roll perception.
Perception or insight?
Perception.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Righty.
8.
8. What'd you get?
13.
19.
19.
9.
9.
9!
Alright. You start looking around the room and notice that there are
Tampons.
heads, arms, legs of people dressed in black robes.
Mm.
These robes match the person who tried to assassinate Adora.
Ooh, so this is the person that tried to kill my king.
You don't know if it's the same person, but you know it's the same group.
Okay.
You get the idea now that McKenn is not dead, but he has used a lot, if not all, of his magical power, and is now currently unconscious in a coma-like state.
Kiss his forehead.
I have a healing potion. Will that work?
They've already got wizards casting spells on him. You don't know what type of spells they are that they're casting, but they are 5 wizards around McKenn, all casting what seems like their aura. They're giving up and giving to him.
What is this magic?
Are you asking this question, or one of the guards shrug at you?
So, did anyone get away? Like, is there any blood trails leading in?
One of the guards leans to you. Doesn't look like it. McKenn did a fucking number on them.
Is there any information we can gain from this? Do any of your people have commune with the dead? Can we get some information from these bodies?
I have commune with bread.
Nice. You looking at the bodies.
What kind of spell?
Yeah. One of the wizards on the side turn to you and sort of look up at you. If we could cast talk with the dead on those scraps of bodies, you think we wouldn't have done it by now?
It'll still work on our head.
They are past expiration.
Oh, bye then. Yeah, come back.
And he goes back to being more concerned about McKenn. But you guys realize now that whatever information you needed to pass on or gather from McKenn, you do not have the opportunity to.
Yeah. Does this mean we go straight to Malloy?
We have one.
I don't see
Well,
any
you-
other option.
We have one problem going to Malloy. Us 3 are wanted for assassination for the king. If we go back to Malloy, we're going to jail or getting killed immediately. Just saying.
Stab it.
Yeah, the only person who knows that we are not, in fact, son of a bitch.
I am not.
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch, guys.
What?
Guys.
That was my hand.
What?
What?
It's Ralican.
Hmm?
I think
What?
we're the scapegoats.
Excuse me?
It makes perfect sense.
I don't get it.
Information leaked from the law and said that those who are involved with everything were in Verloc. Ralican sent us to Verloc. Us going to Verloc initiates everything, and where we go, the assassins follow. We leave Malloy assassination on the king. We leave Talora assassination on the Ken. We leave Verloc assassination on the king of Verloc will occur soon. And at least in the tent. Where's the
Figure it out.
scapegoats?
What are you suggesting?
I have no idea.
What do you
I just think someone's leading us by a string, and I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
That's the requirement.
So,
Is that the
Perhaps
dude
we
who's
should
working
split
with
up.
our heads? Who's
no,
working with
in
us? Is
jail.
he helping?
But we got arrested,
Yeah.
and then let us out of our cell. Glasses are in the pantry, because that makes sense.
Mugs for
Mugs,
Ralican,
they are above
In
my
Malone. He was the guy who trained, looked after your battalion.
Right.
and is also head of Royal, the Royal Guard.
He's not head of Royal Guard. He ran a battalion, and he's high ranking, but you're unsure of what ranking he has. You just know that he helped your battalion. That's it.
Alrighty, well,
Well, maybe
He
half of
oversaw
us
your
should
battalion.
go
That's it.
Alright, I'm going to turn
Oh, no,
to
Malone.
one of the people here and hold up that little badge
Mhm.
and said,
And say,
I'm going to need Alia. I'm going to need you to not watch what I'm about to do. Take a guard outside. Say,
None of the guards are moving.
I hold up this badge and say, look, I need this. This is very important. I just need a few things.
None of the guards are moving.
None of the guards are moving. Can I talk to McKen at all?
Wait, when they said
McKen's unconscious. He's in a coma.
I need a little boy.
Do you say this to anyone?
No, I'll walk outside.
Okay. You all watch as Penance just walks outside.
Yeah, I'm outside. Sorry,
Okay.
just give me a moment.
Okay. You all wait behind. Penance makes his way outside.
Is there any groups of kids or anything about? Anybody who could look like they could be free to do a task?
There are a bunch of people around.
I approach the nearest one.
Okay. You approach a
How cute are they?
a family who seem to be looking to get some rations and food, and they look like they're just walking around a supermarket pretty much.
I hold the badge on my cover.
They turn to you and
I'm terribly sorry to interrupt what you're doing over here. I need to gain some. I need a small animal and some incense. Would it be possible to get any of that nearby?
the wife turns around to you and says, "Oh dear, well, honey, they're down this way. There's a general needs store, something like that. They have herbs, incense.
Oh, lightning.
Would they have any small pets for sale?
Oh, they're afraid of storms.
They're freaked out by your smile. Further down, they're not so much a pet store, but more like an animal shelter type thing."
Perfect. I go back to the others.
Okay, you make your way back inside. You're all still inside looking over McKen. Everyone's sort of just watching the clerics work their magic on McKen, who starts to stir.
Ooh, is he waking up?
You just see him stir. No one else acknowledges this. Just you see that his arm shifts. But that's it.
Who's going to be the dick and try to pick him up?
Well, you can use your loud voice thing.
No, I'm on halfway way inside. I'm not seeing this. You guys are.
Yeah. You're by now you've made your way inside.
Oh my god.
Is there any way I can magically, like, telepathically communicate with him?
Magically telepathic.
Depends on what.
Yeah, I can cast that.
Cast what?
Sex with animals?
I can
Bestiality.
Bestiality right there.
I'm pretty keen.
I mean, if it was a ninja turtle, I would.
I could be a ninja turtle.
Or you maybe even
I
Michelangelo.
might be able to. I don't know if I'm the right level for it yet.
His name's Prompto. Fuck off. Prompto is real in my dreams.
No, he's not.
Fuck off.
No, can't. I can't.
Pretty sure it was.
Oh.
But he's a
Soon
ninja
I'll be able to
No.
cast various telepathic.
Oh, I can't say anything.
Yeah. No, I got nothing for it.
Christian wouldn't say anything either.
Sorry?
Christian wouldn't say anything either.
Yeah.
Is there anything
I can't
else
say
you guys are
anything.
doing?
I am. Oh, I have a familiar.
If he dies,
Yes.
I'm sending my familiar off to find me
I'm fucking
to
rage.
drag back to me
Small animal.
a small animal like a rat or something
He does, doesn't
alive with some
Sorry?
incense.
he does, doesn't he?
Alright, snake runs off.
Yep.
Slip this off.
Don't lie to me. I will kick you off of our island.
Is there anything else you guys want to
Really
do?
wanna
You're
know
still
the
standing around McKen.
It's left open.
If he's in a coma, we can't really wake him.
No.
Does it look like a natural coma that goes from exhaustion?
Just a magical exhaustion coma. So he's used all his magical spirit energy and is just fallen unconscious.
It's like me when I have.
And you've got 5 clerics around him giving their aura to him to
All magical. Then.
charge him up again. Pretty much his battery's gone out and he's just charging up the battery.
I'm with it.
Just like my iPhone.
You have a plate in front of you.
My god. Alrighty. Is there anything else you guys want to do? You're all around
Oh, man.
McKen.
And
You've made your way back by now. You've sent off your snake.
and the snake heard the conversation of where that stuff can be found from that lady.
Yeah,
She was there.
he knows where to go. Although
I give him 25 gold in case he needs to purchase it because they can talk.
he's gone off to get the small animal. Small one.
And the incense.
And the incense.
And the incense.
Oh god.
And the
I gave him
innocence.
25 gold.
Roll persuasion for your snake. This is just to see how well it does.
He has his own.
Yeah. Roll.
Bring up the stats of a snake.
Roll d20 and add 3.
Man.
Chocolate
We'll
was
just
so good.
add 3. I don't know what a snake is, just we'll make it up as we go. No, I'm good.
Fair call. I'm just going to
Oh, not yet.
see if there's any information that I can use from this. Oh, familiar.
These Oreos aren't eaten.
No, but the other half of the packet was.
Did you break a half off and eat one?
That was her. That was
Um,
icing.
Dylan?
She ate icing.
Dylan?
I ate
Yep.
this. Cats.
16.
16? Alright. He's gone off. You'll...
We'll find out later.
Yep. Alright. As you're all standing around McKen, and these clerics are giving him energy, and you two saw him stir, you all feel a vibration from the stones, from the symbols that McKen gave you.
I throw mine on the other side of the room immediately.
Alright, you go to reach yours, and as you pull it out and go to throw it, stuck to your hand.
Well, I was too hard.
What are you guys doing? Are you pulling yours out? Or are you... Because you don't see pendants at the moment, what do you do?
So I feel it
Don't know
vibrating.
hold
You
mine.
feel the stone vibrate?
I'm just gonna
I pull mine out to look at it.
Alright,
Oh.
same thing, you pull it
hold
out.
it against
I'm
me.
just still sitting there like a kid with chewing gum stuck to the palm of his hand.
Alright, do all of you pull out your
Yeah.
crests?
My breath.
Your breast?
I'll
Come on.
Okay. As you all pull out your crests and look at it, you've now stopped shaking, you've looked at it now. The vibration has
shaking it.
stopped. Your hearing vanishes.
Sorry, say
Your,
again.
your hearing vanishes.
It's okay.
Your sight goes white. You hear and see nothing. You no longer hear clerics healing McKen. You no longer see the room. And you don't know where you are, when you are. And you hear a voice.
Where did you go?
And before all of you, separately and together, you see McKen.
Baby, baby.
He has connected with all your minds. So, I have discovered what you have as well. The traitors are in Malloy. You must hurry, for they... I need to put this up real quickly. For they are moving on to the next part of their plan. They've changed onto new methods. And are releasing something much worse than I could have anticipated. You must go quickly. Go to the underground caverns of Merloin. Go through the same entrance that you exited Merloin. And go deep under the city. Find underneath. There is an ancient weapon that this group is trying to release. It is a portal to the Fast Mazik.
The what?
Fast Mazik.
Oh, I heard you.
Yeah, obviously we don't know what it is yet.
Go now.
Alright, let's go.
Make your way to the underground chambers of Malloin and stop whoever it is who is trying to unleash the portal to the great hell and release Drakun.
Takun.
Delightful.
Your vision
Though
comes
it
back.
means so one.
You all look at each other.
So we all have that.
I just sit there and walk up out of the room going, the fuck? I don't like my mind.
And that's where we'll take a break.
Excuse me, that's disgusting.
Right,
Go
what
get
for?
Toilet break. All right.
What she said.
So we're continuing?
Yep.
Fantastic. So, you've all just gotten a vision from McKen. And he has told you that the people or person who is conspiring to overtake Malloyne is uncovering an ancient weapon that was used in a great war. Not in the war that you guys fought in, but is
it good?
uncovering a great and powerful weapon that resides
In Malloyne.
underneath Malloyne.
Deep within Malloyne.
Deep within Malloyne.
It's a great weapon.
A spire
Sure, we can't change the name.
of great power. No, sorry.
How deep is it in my loin again?
Pretty damn deep.
It's really,
Yeah.
it's a really big weapon.
It's just reaching that.
It's gonna take one
gonna be
penetration team.
really hard to deal with.
That's you guys.
It's really, really deep in my loin.
Yeah, Merloin. Merloin.
Merlin.
Merlin. There's lightning. Alrighty. So, with the new information that you have just gotten from McKen, the comatose McKen has somehow reached out to you with these coins, or these badges of symbols saying that you're from Telra. What do you want to do?
I want to wait for the snake.
Okay. What the rest of you want to do with this new information?
Well, I'm still just holding the badge, right?
Yeah, you're all now come out of the flash,
Oh,
the white
that's right,
flash.
yeah.
You're staring.
I drop the badge from one hand to another. See if it can actually let's go.
Yep, it lets you go. It goes in your
Swing,
hand.
put it back in my pocket.
Awesome.
So we
Oh.
have to head to Malloyne now.
I don't have to get up at 2:30 and get up at 3:40.
What?
Yes.
Yes.
I know it's not much of a big difference.
Oh,
but
it
it's
is.
So
still-
now,
It
there you go.
does make a
You have to
difference.
get
I may
So
or
we
may
should
not be
head to Malloyne
slightly-
now.
slightly
Yeah, this doesn't change
excited
our
about it.
plans. This the thing is now we have a direction where to go rather than just going to Malloyne being like out in the street where we're going to get arrested or killed. We can actually go back in that underground where we came out of.
You were advised by McKen in the vision that if you enter the way you came out of Malloyne only a few days ago, that you will make your way to the underground weapon. So, what do you want to do?
We're gonna go fun.
Is there anything anybody needs to do to prepare? I got one thing I want to do.
I might need
Before
some
we leave.
protection
Protection before going into Malloyne.
to deal with this.
Recommended.
You.
Whoa! Wow!
I'm gonna do it again. It's nice. I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
It's quite like it's
Yeah, I like it.
Crap.
Yeah. Dylan, could you check that camera is okay? It's not auto adjusting, so
We're gonna look like a
Is it-
cool
is it really bright?
Straight up demon.
Alright.
Demon sent straight from hell.
On the,
Yeah.
hang on. You sit there for a sec. I just need to
Dude,
see.
there's so much red.
Sit there.
Yeah, sit there.
Sit
So
there,
much
go,
red.
ha, ha,
I need to see how bright it is.
ha. Go, roll, ha, 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 ha.
Demon, what say you now?
I can deal with that. It's good.
No, this is nice here. I
Stay
like
back
this.
here.
Yay!
Wily demon.
I can't read it with the
I
lights.
can't read.
Read my notes.
I don't even have my glasses on. I can't see
What
shit.
say you now? The aristocrats.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's orientation day.
Coronation day.
It's
Oh.
orientation day.
Orientation day.
Bitches love cannons.
Hey guys, want to see your dead body?
Anyways, what's happening?
He's asking what we would like to do now.
Yep. What are you
We
doing?
should head to Malloyne.
I need like 5 minutes for my snake to come back. I sent him out on an errand with some coins.
And as you say this,
I got about 5 minutes until my snake comes
Slither-
back.
slithering behind you
Yep.
is this red belly black snake with a. You don't know how. Somehow it's gotten.
Little bow tie, little suit.
Yeah, a little suit.
Such on his back, I've come to literally
Cigar.
It's It does. It has a satchel on it with incense inside,
Perfect.
and in its mouth you see a How do I describe this? Almost like a ferret type creature.
Perfect.
That has many puncture wounds in it.
Still alive?
Nope.
It'll do. It'll do.
It's evil.
Perfect. Alright. So I take
It looks like there was a struggle.
I knew that would be. Look, alive would have been preferable, but you've done fantastic. Thank you. I take the satchel and then our dead ferret. Sorry, Genie. I walk outside and I would like, even though I could have done this through other means, or else I could have just used like
Just eat it.
symbol, which would have filled in the gaps of whatever parts were needed.
Is that what you said you fucked up?
Yeah, I was like, I've been holding out, sorry. I didn't need the incense and sacrificial offering. Oh no, it's going to be appropriate to my religion. I don't have a religion.
Now you got on.
Well, I guess it just bears in mind to my celestial.
Yeah.
Which one is going to use? Oh, my celestial coin then. Didn't need the ferret. Sorry, buddy.
Booty is my saviour.
The incense will do. I like the incense.
Guardians of the Galaxy moment, and I need a ferret.
My lord.
Oh, yeah, I don't need this.
So I sit down.
Before you can get to that, a lady barges in. Like
I went
only-
outside.
Yeah, a lady is coming up to you, sees a snake at your feet, and is holding a broom.
Excuse me, I get the snake to just come over and like, I telepathically tell my little friend there and be like, get behind me.
Yeah, she runs up to you and goes, "Is that your snake?"
I give her $25 and say sorry for your inconvenience.
She is very confused, looks at the snake, looks at the 25 gold, can't see the ferret anywhere. Make a persuasion check.
Oh god, was that her ferret?
You don't know where the snake got the
Oh, I picked up the ferret, it's behind my back now. It's behind my back.
I thought you threw it away.
You can put it in your
Oh, I
butt.
did too.
Yeah, you threw the ferret away.
Alright, what am I doing? Persuasion check?
Persuasion.
That would be a 24.
She looks at you, takes the gold. It's very confused. It's a very similar snake, but
She's
she
persuaded
doesn't
someone
see
she
the
forgets
ferret
to take
anywhere.
the gold.
So yeah, she takes the gold and slowly walks away because she had no clue what the hell you're doing.
Alright.
The audio recording is going nuts. I'm not gonna be able to hear a thing.
Now can I go outside and finally try
You
to
are outside.
cast this fucking ritual?
Go for it.
Trying so long now.
Yep, go for it.
I just want to go out behind the building, not on the roadside. Decide where people don't go. So behind the building.
Yep. So you're able to go into the garden area of the
Yeah,
front
I'm
desk.
sitting down,
Yeah.
lighting some fucking incense to enjoy myself. Grab hold of my copper coin around my neck. I would like to cast divination.
Okay.
You would might want to look up divination.
Because I have no clue what it means.
Yeah. Page 234.
Page 234. Okay, cool. Sorry, first time DM here. 230.
Now, everything turned to shit less than 7 days ago, correct? It'd be about 6 if my calculations are right.
Divination. Divination. 4th level spell. Do you have any 4th level spells?
I have 4th level spell slots,
Fantastic.
yes.
Hoya! Queen. Damn it.
Quick done.
Ha ba ba. Ha ba ba ba. Ha. Ha wa wa wa. Bata bata.
Oh, that's right. Anytime I cast a spell, it's at maximum level. Remember that.
Alright, go for it. What are you asking?
Alright, now the, everything turned to shit around 6 days ago, correct? So at least less than 7 days.
Is that what you're asking?
I'm certain of it, I remember I counted it 6 days.
Alright, so you're stating this, you're not asking it.
Yeah.
Alright, what's the question you have?
Alright. Single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days.
I want to lay on the floor. Put the camera.
Oh, wait a second, within 7 days. Does that
Could
mean...
be 7 days in the past, 7 days in the future.
Oh, really?
Something to take place within 7 days, past or future.
Okay, a single question pertaining to...
Well, Alia somehow got your phone. Kedro is now taking selfies.
My god, you two. My question is... Has the person responsible, or a person... Has the person
Do you want to think about your question for a second?
orchestrating and pulling the strings spoken to us since the attack on the
You sit round for a moment or two.
I asked my Celestial.
You sit there, contemplating the question. So the question was, has the person involved or orchestrating the
chaos that is going on connected with this group.
spoken to you in
Spoken to us since the attack. Day not. D-Day. From then to now, have they?
You wait around, and no sudden voices, rhymes, signals of any kind come to you at the moment. Do you want to wait longer?
I was gonna wait till I hear the others leave.
What are you guys doing?
I'm eyeing up this one. Because he's just sat there like...
I'm out back. I walked out and back.
No, you're outside in the garden. That's
Yeah.
at the front of the castle.
So can I see him in the castle? Just sat there.
He's outside. Do you want to make your way outside?
Yeah, I'll go outside.
Alright.
See
You
where
make your way outside and look to your right. There's Penance sitting in the garden, surrounded by incense, clutching his coin around his neck.
What a weirdo.
What are you two doing?
Go outside.
You want to go out? Are you following?
Yeah. We'll follow
Alright.
Keitra.
You all make your way outside, and you notice that Penance is
Okay.
in the garden, around, surrounded by incense, clutching his coin,
What a weirdo.
and seems to be in a meditation state.
I'm going to clutch his coin too.
You,
I want to touch his coin.
Kingsman necklace.
Penance, you are clicked out of your meditation state, and your eyes divert down to the group. The incense stops, and you feel the spell that you cast wear off. You have received your answer.
Of silence.
I'm gonna go with no on that part. Sorry guys, I thought I could cheat the game, if you will. To use one of many metaphors at my disposal. One being more applicable than others. But, alas, it was for nothing. Onward, I believe we are to continue to Malloy.
So you wasted time, and now we're going.
He wasn't the one taking selfies.
Wow.
We couldn't
Do you give Katero his phone back?
That's gonna make a good Instagram post later.
Can I have my phone back?
Katero's just standing there really weirded out that he doesn't have his phone anymore. And wondering, when did he lose it?
I took a sexy snap.
Can I have my phone back? Because I'll be
Alrighty. So, what do you all want to do?
It better be sexy snap.
We're heading to Merlon.
To the horses.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'd have my phone back.
We did-
So, yeah, give his phone
Go
back.
to my,
He's happy.
go to my gallery.
You make your way back to the horses,
Photo of a foot.
and
Oh.
you start taking off.
Foot.
You start taking off back to the entrance of Malloyne, at which you escaped the first time you left, less than 7 days ago.
Do we notice any difference in the landscape on the way through? More people, less people?
You notice that traffic of like people going to and from Telra and Merloin have the traffic has come back. A lot of people are on the roads instead of it being completely abandoned. The smouldering fires and everything are put out. There don't seem to be as much of a threat of monsters and creatures out in the wilderness anymore. And you also spot in the further away, you spot a large army, a very familiar army.
Kitties? Is there a cat there?
Possibly.
What happened to the old man and the kid who was with us supposedly?
They were with the army. Like the army that escorted us to Verloc took them.
May have.
They were gone by the
Job.
time the first night they were pulled away from you and given to the rest
Where's
of
the
the
little girl?
villagers.
It's like, we'll lift up my jacket. There she is. Ah, she's here. So what? you
The
said
army that saved, killed all the orcs from last time. You gathered that the army had taken the villagers back to Verloc.
So are we back to Malone?
You're on your way to Malloyne.
You said we see a familiar
right
army.
now, you travel for the rest of the day. It is now late afternoon, and you can see the castle walls of Malloyne.
And you said we see
Should we
a
rest
familiar
now?
army. You said we saw.
Yeah, you've passed them now. Like you
Okay.
saw them out really, really far away. You saw because they're huge. There's a huge army of thousands. So you're able to see them in the distance. No, not in the direction you're traveling, but more onto the west side. Beside mother.
Bloods.
All right. So do you go straight to the entrance at which you left the first time?
Didn't he say that was a bad idea?
No, that's where you have to go.
Yeah, no, better than going into Malloyne where they recognise us and will probably kill us.
Going into my lines.
Mm.
It's pretty.
All
To the
right.
back door,
It's pretty
to the underground.
muggy in there.
Mm.
You make your way there.
It's got a stench. Yeah, let's go around the back.
All right.
Before we
Back
get
door is much
too
safer.
close, I'd like to just keep perception out, see if anyone's following.
Let's
All right. Roll a perception check.
Impregnating.
Like, I can see everything with this 6. We are totally clear, guys.
You're going, and you're just so confident. No one's.
No one's
you,
following us.
you are so confident. No one's following you. All right.
Doing this through his glasses.
I feel like, should we, someone else double check that?
I will.
You want to?
I too am going to.
Go for it. Roll perception.
What'd you get?
9.
Alright, so I'll double check as well.
You've got to announce it at the beginning. You can't
18.
all just roll as you're going. Doesn't work that
I
way.
wasn't listening at the beginning.
So you're all going. You're confident. No one's following you. You're good. You're clear.
My perception was 18.
Yeah,
You're 18. All right. You look around. You scour. Don't see anything stick out to you.
I give his glasses back so we can do this.
He searches again. Nothing sticks out to
So
him.
you've been blind this whole time.
The only thing you were able to.
Except for
The only
certain
thing you
photos on my
see.
phone.
The only thing you see are the people traveling on the main road,
Mhm.
which you are currently traveling on. You have now diverted off the road. People are tilting their heads, looking at you as you speed past them. And yeah, you turn off the road to the secret entrance to Malloyne. You arrive, and it has been covered up by shrubs and bushes and leaves and branches and stuff.
Different how it was when we left it?
Yes.
Ooh, I'm thinking Relican. Whatever his name was. Relican. I'm thinking he may have done that.
Relican.
You don't know Relican. We know him.
No.
He did it. He did the thing. And
You've heard of Relican. He was the leader of their battalion.
He was leader of our battalion.
Thank you.
You weren't here.
You weren't here.
Pelican named
I would.
You what?
Alrighty.
Pelican named Relican.
Relican. Alright, what do you want to do?
Relicanth, the Pokemon, go!
That Pokeball in the car was hilarious.
So guys, should we there's walls on it. Looks like someone's like put in some
Do we
extra effort to make this
Do we
like
need
hard.
to check it for anything?
You want to check it for traps?
Yeah.
Make an investigation check.
Well, I'm also going to check for traps too.
Yep,
Just
make
so
an
we all know.
investigation check.
Investigation.
Yep, investigation.
Investigation. 22.
22?
15.
Investigation.
15.
Nuts is 17.
17. You all approach the branches, shrubs, and everything that's in the way. And no, it's not trapped. You ascertain that it must have been passing guards or some city watch that noticed that there was an entrance into Malloyne, and they've covered it up. And you can see that they've started construction of covering this thing up. The entrance is much smaller than it used to be. Still big enough for all of you to get in, as well as Turtle. What do you want to do?
Shall we head in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go inside.
I'll go,
Further into
I'll go
Melbourne.
first.
All right.
I'm going
So-
as you need me to.
I want everyone to roll a d20. Nothing. 2025. No, sorry, 20 to 15.
Yeah, 19.
17.
19, 17. So, Penance first, Kato second, 15 to 10. 10 to 5. Third, and Alia
Number uno.
Alia taking up the rear. So that's your order of going in. You can only go single file.
That's good. You should be at the rear because you're like the more.
No, it should be at the front.
No, you should have
Take all the damage.
No one's gonna attack us from behind.
Okay, so I'll take everything at the front then.
So, as you enter, the sun is slowly setting in the horizon. And you go inside. It's a little bit darker.
Darker.
Is it dark and damp?
Tieflings, you guys have
Yep.
dark
Yeah.
vision.
Yeah.
Alright, so with Penance leading the way, you will all make your way through.
I have produce flame.
You can cast that if you wish.
I can cast light.
I'm gonna work on a torch.
Who wants to do what?
I'll do.
Since I'm at the front, I'll cast light.
And I'll do produce flame at the back, just a little.
Yep.
I'm gonna-
And so we have cast light.
I'm
And
gonna
then we have
cast.
flame.
I'm gonna cast light on Timothy and get him to slither ahead.
Okay,
So he'll
so
be heading
you all
5 feet.
see a glowing snake appear and just slither forward.
So Timothy's in front of us, just
Um,
beacon of light.
So the produce flame is a 10-foot radius of bright light, and then another 10 of dim.
Okay, so we're gonna have front and back split up.
Yep. And you guys aren't any more than 10 feet away from each other, so you've pretty much got your group. If anyone sees you guys, you are a beacon of bright light.
Damn straight.
You are not stealthy at this point.
Nope.
No.
You're making your way through, and you three are starting to notice that this is going a lot longer than you remember. This is not the same path that you took.
Oh no, what if they're using this to dig down? This leads into the chamber where they're going to get the weapon, maybe.
And you don't see any turnoffs. It's just one path. Yet it's a lot longer than you remember. And you're certain it's the same entrance. It's the exact same everything. It's just
This is the first time
whatever
I've seen it, right?
path went from the
How
prison
long have we
cells.
How long have we been at this for the day? This is the end of the day, isn't it?
It's the end of the day. You are now traveling down.
Guys, should we camp? Just at where at the start of this tunnel, make camp, have a sleep.
You've travelled better part of around 200 foot inside. You are not at the.
No, not at the map, but just where we're actually.
Do we need to camp? We haven't really done anything.
But if we keep going, we're gonna get a point of exhaustion.
No, you won't get a point of exhaustion now. It's only just
Okay, so
sunset.
we still got a few hours.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You only get a point of exhaustion if you decide to stay up. So it needs to hit around 6 o'clock in the morning for you to get a point of exhaustion.
Alright.
Continue on.
Carry on my way.
Alrighty.
Sun.
So you keep traveling through this very cramped tunnel. Is now getting a little bit smaller. You're finding it very uncomfortable to keep your way through. Felix and your frog's name I forgot. Neville. Actually tucked inside. They can't sit on your shoulders anymore. They have to tuck
So we're
inside.
all closer.
Neville's always in my shell anyway.
We
Oh,
got
there you go.
closer.
Felix is now wondering why he came along because he doesn't like caves.
I'll give him a
He's happy.
Never gonna dance. Guilty.
You keep going
Mhm.
and you emerge in this bigger room.
What's the light like in the room?
There's no light.
Alright, so let's discuss.
There's absolutely no light in this room. All you know is the space has opened up and it's quite large. Your light is not, for some reason, your light is not pushing forward anymore. It's like it's being crushed, suppressed. And
No, don't do it.
do you keep moving forward?
I'm kidding. Is there any rocks on the ground?
There are plenty of rocks on the
Can I
ground.
pick one up and throw it towards that direction?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna hop out of the way to let them do that.
Oh no, you're all, yeah, it's
So
open space
we're
now.
all
Yeah,
like-
you've all come out and spread out a little bit. So,
That's
Yeah.
yeah, roll strength check.
It's a lot.
What would he snake up?
17.
17. So you pick up the first rock you can find and you throw it,
7,000 meters.
it's 7,000 feet. You throw it in front of you. You don't hear it hit the ground.
Guys, I got an idea. So does our dark vision pierce through that? Like 60 feet.
You guys start to notice a shimmer in front of you. Not a wall or anything, but you notice in the darkness in front of you, there's
Can't I see?
a slight shimmer.
Yeah,
If you want to get closer.
See the shimmer.
I got a better idea. I'm going to turn off light on Timothy,
Okay.
and I'm going to look through his eyes and send him forward.
Okay.
Slowly, because like he's got dark vision. It's a snake. I think it seems dark.
You
Up to the area.
you all watch as Penance his eyes roll at the back of his head. And he
I'm a
falls.
wog.
He
He
rolls,
falls limp.
rolls out the back of his eyes.
And the snake's head lifts up, darts into the distance.
Like cross-eyed, like.
Savine, you can still see the snake. And you going forward, looking at the shimmer. You two have lost sight of the snake. You can't see anything, but you're still casting your flame, so you can see a little bit in front of you.
Last 10 minutes though, right?
Oh, yeah, that hasn't been 10 minutes, so it's all good.
Okay.
And
Blinded for a second, I was
oh no, it only lasts 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, then it's gone. It's definitely gone.
But it's a cantrip, so I can
Yeah, reuse it.
do I need? Yeah.
I'll just light a
Yeah,
torch. How's
Just keep
that?
reusing it.
Sure.
You could have picked up a stick.
I'll light a torch.
No, but it's more fun to hold.
Yeah,
fire
hold-
and-
Hold flame.
But I'll light a
Yeah,
torch.
you just keep reigniting every time it goes out.
I have a torch.
So you see the snake dart off in front.
shot a torch up your ass. Oh my lord.
You promise.
Penance.
Yes.
You promise.
As a snake, you dart forward, closer and closer to the shimmer. As you get closer, you see that the shimmer is circular in nature.
Oh,
Can't get it.
Looks like a
No.
almost like water,
Oh, no.
but black and purple. Do you
Purple.
continue going?
I tell Timothy to just hold up and stop.
Okay, you stop.
Alright.
Cool.
Go back in my
That's
minute. I tell Timothy. Just wait a moment. How far away is Timothy?
Better part of about 30, 40 feet in front of you.
Oh yeah, I just tell him to hold up. I go back to my eyes and be like, guys, it's some funky ass.
Before you do that,
Don't cast purple
roll wisdom saving throw
Smoke it.
shit. Purple heads.
Is it Timothy?
for you.
Somebody else in
Me?
purple haze.
Yep.
White widow.
Purple things.
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yeah, that's gonna be a 7.
7.
It's a 7.
Okay, you can't go back to your body.
What?
And you feel drawn to this portal, to this thing, to the water. And you start drifting forward. And before you know it, your vision changes. You no longer see dark.
You see
You
beautiful.
see a flash of red. And you feel heat emanating from all around you.
It's like you just entered a room.
You turn behind yourself. You see the shimmer, the black shimmer. You turn back forward. The shimmer's now behind you.
I'm still in Timothy, right?
You're still in Timothy.
Yeah, I can't feel heat. I can only eyes and ears.
I'm sorry.
You feel heat.
The fuck?
You feel heat.
Can Timothy look like this though?
Timothy can look like whatever you want.
Have a look.
It's a rainbow black snake.
He's a red belly black snake.
It's
Rainbow.
rainbow.
Rainbow colours.
No, Timothy is a red
Yeah.
belly
I
black
know
snake.
that.
Yeah.
This is like pretty.
I already pecked. My
So
snake.
you,
Fucking loser.
looking through Timothy's
Faking
eyes, your
Fake game girl.
your head curves back around to what's in front of you, and before you, you see
Pussy.
magma, fire,
Earth.
Oh my god, we're
Dark.
in a volcano.
dark crest in front of you.
Changed from Fire Nation.
You look up, and there are things you can't make out flying above you.
I bet I can make out with them.
They're small, but only because of their distance. And you see a shadow fly very close to you. That is gigantic. And you're pushed forward even more,
Is that his weapon?
further and further away from the portal. And you remember what McKen told you in that vision of Vas Mazik, the weapon underneath.
It's a fucking portal.
And you remember whispers and rumors in your time in Zao of a great weapon used in the Third Great War that release demons and dragons
Ooh.
and a great,
Spicy.
gigantic monster like a dragon, but much more ancient and much more powerful.
Like an Asian dragon.
So this is happening. We don't even have any magic weapons.
You're compelled to go forward, even though all this knowledge is somehow creeping into your mind of what this thing is.
So is the weapon in the lava?
No. It's a portal.
The weapon's a portal.
You guys, I'll tell you this if I survive this encounter.
The portal's in the lava.
No, the portal's a big black thing directly in front of us.
Oh, okay.
So in this room there is a portal,
Yeah.
and all you've seen is the snake go through.
Okay.
And Penance is still in a trance. You don't know what's. You can't see the snake anymore. None of you can. You are now traveling forward in this magma realm, further and further away from.
Did I see his rocks I went through?
Every demon comes
Make a perception check.
Yeah, here's my rocket. Who hit me with a rock?
Perception 13.
Yes, you did.
Yay!
Rock was right at the portal entrance.
Did it suck?
You
Would the snake be more than 100 feet from me?
right now, yes, it would.
No, back of my brain. Range is only 100 feet.
It's not working.
DM's discretion, bitch.
Oh, get back.
In this realm,
Stuck.
this is
Oh, get
a
back.
different.
This isn't me entering his brain. He sends images and sound to me. I don't go into his brain. I don't
Only you
control him.
wish. Only you wish.
He sends images and sound to me. I sit down, turn off my senses, and take his in. It's a one-way stream.
If
I can
this
tell
realm
that. I can tell
operated
that.
that way.
Fair enough. That's how it is. But
Yep,
yeah,
yep. That's fine. I know the spell you're using.
Just saying.
Yep. You remember that you were in.
My lines.
Yeah, no one. You were in a place of hellfire and death.
Ooh.
This is
Chicago.
Fast Mazik, one of the great hells. And for a portal to be under Malloyne, it has not been heard of since the Third Great War. As you're going and you see the massive shadow pass above you, you somehow recognize what this great ancient beast is. And you hear the words of McKen, his last words to you, echo in your head.
Goku.
That is Dracon.
Ugandan.
Your vision flashes again. You're back in your body. Back in the dark room.
The last thing that popped in my brain before that flash happens is, come back, Timothy.
Last thing you hear is.
I've just been saying, go back.
I know, no way.
The entire time through that.
You don't feel the presence of Timothy anymore.
Timothy!
It took you a fucking hour, dude.
I know, right?
For you guys, it's only been about 5 minutes.
No, it's
It
just
took
summon.
an hour to summon Timothy.
Oh, yeah, an
I
hour
would
to
be
summon it.
devastated.
And 5 minutes to lose.
That's why I only send feelings.
Your vision,
You can just
He's
summon
a-
another one.
your vision slingshots back to your body, knocking you off your feet. You slam onto the ground as if someone has thrown you across the room.
Well, that wasn't any fun.
Freaking game.
No, so guys, we have a literal... Guys, we have a literal portal to hell in front of us, just saying. One of the realms of hell is through that black void, and once you start walking through, it takes control over you and sends you marching, and you can't stop.
You don't know if it takes control.
Oh, it took over Timothy, and he was a strong-willed man.
I will walk.
Celestial. Celestial.
What do you want to do?
I'll walk through.
I
You walk
grab her
forward?
and stop her. Let's talk
Okay.
about this first.
Hold on, make a strength check and make an acrobatics check.
Choke me.
Ten.
10.
Oh. Fight to the death,
Roll again.
please.
No, your hands go out, you grasp her, she shrugs you off. Your grip goes. You take
Yes, bitch.
10 paces forward and hit a wall. This shimmer, you can't get through.
Must stop living beings.
Must stop women.
Timothy just went through.
He's not living,
No.
he's a celestial.
Oh.
See if the bird will go through.
No.
Living.
Send the bird through.
No.
Well, what are you gonna do? Because it's either we go in there with the birds.
I'm a turtle.
I'm gonna walk forward and place my hand on the wall to see if I can put my finger through the hole.
Yep, sure. You walk up, put your hand on the wall.
Nothing.
It's a solid wall.
It's
Alright,
solid.
I'm gonna try to walk through
It
it.
shimmers and it should feel liquid, but it feels solid. It's like a solid wall going around your hand.
I'll stroke it.
Yep, you
Okay.
stroke it. The waves move over your fingers.
Nothing.
Solid.
I'm gonna push him out of the way and.
You get the feeling that this is a one-way portal.
Things
if I
come
can-
out.
Yeah,
by
some
myself.
things. Some
So we're not
magic.
meant to go through, things are meant to come out.
Ooh,
Yeah,
ooh.
yep.
Can I draw my sword and see if it goes through?
Go straight through.
Ooh. Can I cut a hole?
Nope.
No, I thought I'd try.
Just goes around it.
Bacon game.
You get the feeling that this portal is one way, but sucks in magic. And as you stroke your sword through it,
Oh fuck no.
you swear it gets a little bit bigger.
Oh. I unzipped my pants.
Nothing happens there.
No.
Shrinks. Whatever
The
magic
field
was
gets
there,
bigger.
shrinks.
The field gets bigger, not your
You said my
sword.
sword got bigger as in lengthwise or?
No, not
No.
your sword. The
The
portal.
field got bigger, not the sword.
The
I thought
portal
you said
got
this-
bigger.
I think you said the
Well,
sword.
yeah, no, I'm
No,
gonna.
no, the portal got bigger.
Because yeah, I thought you meant the sword too. I was like,
Sorry, no,
yeah, right.
the sword
My
didn't get
got
bigger.
That's fine.
You put your sword through it, and
Can we walk around this thing?
yeah, it's only in the middle of the room. So
we
you
can walk past it.
yeah, you can walk past it.
I suggest we leave the portal of hell and death behind us and we keep walking.
Okay.
Off in the distance, you hear what sounds like keys rattling in a door.
Keys.
Keys.
Anyone
And
want-
as penance, you walk around.
I'm
You
gonna
go to
blackface
walk
it.
around. As you all start to walk around,
All walking the same direction.
yeah, all walk in the same direction.
A black
You see a light, bars at the back, and a shadow undoing the back door.
If I've got produce flame on, can't they see me?
Turn off produce flame, let's hide. I hide.
They haven't noticed yet.
Alright,
Alright, you turn off.
turn it off and hide.
Alright, everyone
Yeah.
else. Everyone roll stealth.
I brought my torch
Like
too.
a rock.
You
Ali
could-
is
you
gonna-
look like a rock.
Ali's gonna try and put the rock in the corner.
Oh!
Everyone roll stealth.
Oh.
The rolls continue with my legendary all under 5 rolls. I rolled a stealth of 4.
I like how we swap.
I got 13.
13,
18.
18,
Nat 20.
natural 20. Alright,
Nice.
4.
Keitaru, swoosh, gone. Just,
He sexy
It's-
jutsu'd out of there.
yep. Just, all of a sudden,
No,
all
did
of
the
you
thing where
don't
turned into a
notice
log killer.
Keitaru as if he's never been with you. You just,
Do I sneeze a fireball?
if you had the spell.
I could
As you walk around,
Me too.
you notice this figure, and you turn back to everyone and go, hey, good.
Am I hiding?
I'm hidden. You all notice, you all see
I'm not
Penance
at all.
try to be quiet, but has already, the figure looks
I'm
up,
gonna go toilet.
darts off.
Fuck. Guys, I fucked it.
Stop speaking.
Shit.
What do you do?
Gonna.
Where is he? Who's going?
With his feet.
I'm thinking we should go test that door, guys.
You want to test the door?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. You walk up to the door. And on the other side, the keys are still there.
Really?
Did you say it's bars?
It's bars. So you can,
So you can reach through. I can't. Cause
Mage hand, pick them up, open door.
sweet as. You mage hand, keys come up. Sorry, the keys are still in there. Door opens.
Do it
I
again.
pop in the keys.
Okay, you grab the keys, put them in your pocket.
What do we see?
As you walk through, you see on your left is a dead end. This must be the bottom of a passageway. You look to your right, and there are stairs.
Okay.
And you can see a dim light getting further and further away up the staircase. What do you want to do? This figure is getting further and further away.
Should we chase after him?
Mm-hmm. Do it.
Maybe.
Like, can I like run and
Lego.
run and
What's your
tackle
speed?
down?
Isn't it 25?
Fuck, it's not very fast. I don't think. Where's speed?
Mine's 30.
30?
One
Where's
authority.
speed again?
30.
Oh, hers is 30.
No, mine's 30.
Alright,
Can I tackle it?
Yeah, you could be like a rugby
alright.
player.
You want to run after it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, make acrobatics checks, everyone.
I want to tackle him.
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Oh.
in front of us.
Fucking
16.
16.
3.
3.
So I'm getting.
We're acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Oh yeah, baby, I got a whopping 9. Strong 9.
9.
That's the best roll we've had.
Okay, you all run up the stairs, and
Make an acrobatics
they're all
check.
chasing the figure that just ran up the stairs. Do you want
I
to
want to
yeah.
tackle him. So
Oh,
I
we
do
go.
it.
make an
Make an
acrobatics check?
acrobatics check.
Oh, it's almost landed on the 20 then.
You're as good as me.
But I'm all about that strength, bitch.
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics. So that's a 12.
All right, you're all able to make it all the way up the staircase without tripping.
Yay.
However, you do not gain on this figure.
Yeah, he's got the same speed as us.
Can't take. He's too far away.
I engage in my.
He was more than 50 feet away
Does
from
he
you.
look like a female?
Fireball
Can we see
tree.
him?
You can sort of see the light, but he's still the same distance away from you.
Okay.
He's around 60 feet away from you.
Okay, I would like to.
Make a dash action.
Dash
Hey,
action.
hang on.
Maybe so I
How,
can get to move
is
it.
he 30 feet away? Or more?
He's
More.
dashing, we're dashing, no one's doing actions.
I could have thorn whipped him.
He's almost 60 feet away
Could
from you.
have whipped that bitch.
He's almost 60
Can I
feet,
throw a
so-
fireball at him?
How far do you throw
You
it?
could if you wanted, but there are turns and stuff, so
Oh,
you
yeah, sure.
We'd need a.
you're at the top of the staircase now, and it veers left, and there's just one. It almost looks. It reminds you of the cells, of when you were first captured.
Can we
Not you, but the others. It reminds you of the cells.
Alright, so we'll just keep running after him till we gain on him?
You've all got the same speed, unless you want to do a dash action.
Yeah, that's a dash action.
Dash.
Dash.
All right.
How do you do that?
Make another roll.
You
Instead of doing an action, you can dash instead.
Okay.
So you still
you
have the
all run as fast as you can
Naruto run!
after this figure.
Little legs.
And you can hear in the background more rattling of a cage, and then a voice go, "Shit! Where are my keys?"
Ha! We can slow down, guys. I got his keys.
Now can I thorn whip him?
No, let's catch up to him when you see him. Don't thorn him, we want to hold him. Right now, he's fine.
No, you can roll with thorn whip.
You
It
don't
doesn't
want
roll
to
closer.
whip him.
Alright, what about entangle where he gets stuck in the grasses?
Oh, what charger?
Yes, it is.
You all catch up to this figure who is now rattling the door. And you see him at the end of a 30-foot hallway. His torch is on the ground. He's rattling the cage. Looks very scared and is just trying to see what he can do.
As we approach, I shout out, "It's 4-1 and you're stuck."
And he stops.
It's not gay if you're straight.
Ears prick up,
It's not gay if you're in a three-way.
and you hear
The honey in the middle with some leeway.
penance? As he turns around, you see Relican.
I'm really can.
Let's call a quiz there.
Now?
No,
But we just
no.
went Pelican.
Yep, let's stop there.
No, you're right.
No, let's stop there.
No!
No.
No!
Let's stop there.